add anything else that you want. Go ahead and get that recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
Oh shoot! I'm trying to like get it as good as that one, but
I actually prefer. I think Jameson's is less like intrusive and jarring.
yeah, it's like
more
it's
comforting.
yeah.
Let's see here. So the biggest points that I would point out, other than we fought a really big monster, Phaenix kind of got set on a path. You guys kind of led him back to where he might be able to enter Elysium. I think the big things that focus on your narrative as a group is that you have the sap that will break the curse or the plague that is spreading across Theros. You have it bottled and you are carrying it, and you need to get back to Meletis, which is where the follower, the champion, the Leonin who works for Heliod will take it and start to distribute it throughout the land. And at the moment to do that, you must cross the underworld to the 7 towers, just a few of those towers that are part of the structure, the much grander structure that is the Palace of Erebos. So by no means is this the Palace of Erebos. This is but a wing of it. And they're all linked to these large staircases that rise high into the heavens, into these stormy skies. And so the party has made it there. They have made it to the 3rd tower. They went through a strange library that seemed to try to ward them, try to push them away with illusions. And now they tried to sneak by this guardian, this 2-headed Cerebrus, and now it has awakened. I'd say we're the closest thing to combat, but it is still hairy because the party is invisible, and that means it can go a number of ways. Would anybody else like to add anything to that?
We're trying to get to the 5th level because that's the control chamber that activates the portal on the 7th level, if I recall.
This is correct.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. And so you're already at 3, so 2 levels up would be the control chamber. Yes, you are correct.
And then in reference to the map, don't think we'd be able to tell at our level which of those layouts would be the one that we're currently on.
Yes. Oh, yes. The one that has all the weird rooms. That's the one you're on. So instead of it being this room full of kitchen and player chamber, it's just a maze, right?
I just wanted to make sure that that was the right one.
Yep, that's the one you're on. Right. The one below would have been the library. I kind of think I tried to describe it, but maybe I probably didn't do a good job. That first tower was a shorter one where you kind of lead up to a landing point. So that's the first one.
No, I just wanted to make sure that I was looking at the right section of the map.
So
and we went immediately to the right.
Yes,
basically right to it, correct?
And so I will say, so though you went to the right, I described there being a left as well. So know that those halls aren't exact on that map. Just the size of the room is a little bit more of that, and then there's just kind of a maze structure in there. Okay. You went to the right, and then there was to the right. The dog is there, and some of you have already got to the other side, which leads to another hall. Well, because you guys to a left going down, and then another corner going to the right. So you guys haven't gone down that way. And then of course there's another hall. Basically what I would say is on this side, there is to you all's left is another hall going down that way, like north, if I would say that. If I say that's north and this is south, and then let's say this is west, there's a hall going this way that curves, that goes north, that has a right curve that goes down that way. But we all went this way. So, and Calyx is here, everyone else is on the other side, and that's kind of where we're at. You'll note that you all have these little pink little tokens. They all say invisibility, so they do show, as long as that invisibility is up, those markers show that you are all.
We're sneaky. We got this.
I think I'm levitating on a giant sword.
You were levitating on the giant sword. This is true.
And all the hallways that we see, are they all big enough for the pooch to fit through?
Yeah, they're large, wide hallways. So if you I would note probably 10, 20, 30, 40, they're 40-foot wide halls. So there are a lot of space, large halls, and the walls go up. You could climb over them. While there is a cavernous ceiling overhead, you could climb over these walls to get a better picture of the labyrinth. But they're at least 25 feet high. And unlike the big stone structures, probably wouldn't be as easy to climb. They're very smooth. Doesn't mean they can't be, but with that, what I'll go ahead and do is back in the game. A brief little opening here. What am I looking for? Okay, you should be able to hear sound there. What I'll share and start off tonight is that so this we kind of open where we left off. This two-headed beast is on all fours now, its tail moving back and forth. It emits a smell, making the area reek of burning charcoal and flesh. It's lashing out violently, its jaws and teeth snapping towards the direction of Calyx. Its jaws and teeth, like snapping like bear traps. Its red eyes darting back and forth. There's saliva splashing, and everywhere the little bits of it hit the floor, they smoke, burning like hot magma. And its jet black coat appears to be as though it were makes it almost look like a shadow looking at it from afar. And it emits this heat and this smoke that like chokes your throat if you get too near. Also, that smoke seems to roll around it, helping obscure it's your view of it. The creature's breast and chest is wreathed in flame, and its tail as well. Those tags that you see on each head read Penelope, as we said once before. And as though you can see the teeth and the jowls and the tongue lashing, you can tell that Penelope in this moment is not sweet. Penelope is not a good doggy. We will turn it over to you all right now, but what we will do is roll initiative regardless of what happens here, and see how this plays out. So we will just have initiative so that it's at least locked into play. Go ahead and do that.
I kind of mess with my plan that the holes are big enough for this thing to roam.
12.
Got a backup plan though.
12 for Alcides.
16.
12 for Dolph, looks like.
16.
2 for Nazari.
22.
22. Okay, Nazari, are you? What I'm seeing is correct? You're looking kind of. You don't look too great. Did you?
No, I do not. No.
Oh, interesting.
No. I'm panting. I already died once. These things I met are awesome.
Kyle's gonna look at you and be like, first time.
Calyx, what'd you get?
16.
16. All right. And all right, so that puts us so starting it off, thinking of it as almost thinking of the creature as a surprise round, as it's already done that attack. That attack is over, and now it's kind of stopped, growling and sniffing the air, I imagine that Calyx is kind of trying to be as frozen as possible in stance.
So trying to like calm and collect, just
All right,
breathing in.
It's Nazari, it's Calyx after that, then Doth. Where is my? Oh, sorry. It's Nazari, and then the dog, then the Cerebus, then Calyx, then Doth, and the Siren is not here. Where's Alcides? Alcides, and then Doth. I'm sorry. So you guys can put that together. Nazari, dog, Alcides, Doth. So and Calyx is right after the dog. So Calyx. So it's Calyx, Alcides, dog.
I got it typed in the chat. I'm pretty sure.
All right, Nazari, what do you? Yeah, put it in the chat. That'll make it easier. So Nazari, then the Cerebus, then Calyx, then
Alcides,
then Alcides, then dog. Okay.
Okay.
So what do you? So you see him kind of? I mean, and I guess you guys can't really see each other because you're all invisible. So, but you see the dog. Yeah. So,
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is
I will use that to my advantage too. So you're all invisible, which means you're invisible to each other as well. That's I like it.
You see it snap. You don't hear much.
So am I in a dark area?
Yes, I imagine that anything out of I met this dog probably emits I'd probably say a 5 to I'm gonna go and say a 10-foot radius of light, like it's like a giant torch. So with that, you being right outside of it, there are plenty of shadows to duck into or dance or stand in. It's anything outside of this area is dark, right?
Yeah.
And then like every like 30 or 40 feet there are some sconces, but they don't really light the halls. They just they provide like beacons in the dark, since the hall is so large.
Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is kind of not go completely visible, but just enough, and just to hope that Calyx can see me. I'm just gonna tell him that I'm just gonna tell him to be quiet. I'm gonna cast a thaumaturgy, and 30 feet behind Calyx, I wanna make the noise of like a little girl whimpering or crying. That'll 30 feet away.
Your invisibility.
Huh?
If you do that, that'll drop your invisibility.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna make the sound of a little girl whimpering 30 feet behind Calyx.
Yeah.
Down this way.
Yes. Away from Calyx. That's
around here. All right. So you make the sound. I'm gonna give. Can you give me? With this being a beast with low intelligence, or can you give me an advantage Arcana check?
Sure.
I am going to give a wisdom. I'm going to give this creature a wisdom check.
Three. I rolled 2 twice.
And oh wow, this is gonna be really close because I rolled really low, but it's gonna come down to the modifier. You rolled 3 twice. I for sure thought, I was like, well, I lost that, but that's maybe not.
I might have to bonus action shadow step out of there.
You beat it by 1, so.
Oh! Oh my god!
That's crazy. I was like, I'm not. I was like, that's a really low roll, but so I'm gonna lose. But then when I heard you roll 3, I was like,
sound is coming from Ohan or from Nazari or from behind me, but I'm pretty sure it's coming from in front of me. But the thing thinks it's right behind me.
So so for this round, it just in the moment. Nazari, are you going to do anything else in your turn? Because you can tell that the creature is on its turn is going to rush over to that spot. It's going to you can see you can tell by the way the tail and the everything goes in the attack formation, and it lunges forward.
So yeah, I want to create just a little more flair behind it. So maybe like as far as I can do 2 more with it with that same noise. Okay. For the next minute at least, I can do that. So I'm going to do I'm going to try and make it seem like the girl's running away by by flickering the sconces on the sides and then the sounds of the footsteps. So hopefully the service just keeps running like it thinks it's running away. And then I'm gonna bonus action shadow step just a little bit back, so a little bit more.
So it's gonna rush over and turn and kind of be growling at the air, leaving some of its kind of like smoke behind as it rushes over there, moving right past Calyx momentarily.
Wait, actually, Ohun didn't have invisibility on it.
No, I didn't. But and then by a bonus action out.
I know his invisibility dropped, but I'm giving you guys
He didn't have invisibility at
all. He just has that like stays in the shadows.
Mhm.
So the thing is, he did roll high enough to where the creature didn't see him. And so since the creature hasn't turned its back, I'm just imagine it doesn't even get a chance to perceive that. But as it rushes forward, I will give it Ohan, what is your spellcasters like? What's your to beat, your number, like your, because I imagine this creature, it's pretty dumb, but if it was to rush forward and hear a child whimpering, its scent, it would try to use it, it would sniff around. And so I'm going to use its perception against your spellcasting feat.
It would be 9 plus proficiency plus wisdom.
Plus wisdom, yeah. But you should find it right on your character sheet under your spells, the total. So it's probably like 13, 14, something like 15. 13. So for a perception roll, the creature gets... It's still ending its turn because it's using its whole turn to investigate here, so you kind of got to win there. But let's see if it beats with a...
I mean...
What do you...
To be fair, I mean, the thaumaturgy says if the person investigates it, they kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
So I mean, so if he figures it out by the end of its turn, I mean, that's completely fair.
Yep. I like to let the dice rolls tell the story. So if it is this, I'm gonna go off of its perception.
Cool.
And I think it will. So that's a 14. Yeah. So it's like, and it's like, and it stops, and they just both heads kind of turn separate ways, and for a second they seem a bit like they wanted to turn around, and they kind of like nip at each other before they're starting to turn around and reface themselves. Now they still don't see anything as they're turning around, so they're facing the hallway and they're quiet. That is the turn for our Cerebus. Calyx, you're up.
Okay. I want to run away, but Calyx has already pretended to be a god once and was minorly successful. So I know this is going to be a hard check, and I'm probably going to have disadvantage, but he's going to mask of many faces to appear like the tallest he is, like 6'8" version of Erebos. And
wait, eight version? Did you say 8?
Oh no, a 6'8" version. The tallest I could get is that big.
Got it.
Version of Erebos, and just be like, sorry, I didn't, or in Celestial, sorry, I didn't want to wake you.
Okay. Give me a deception check. 1 second.
Okay. I'm just gonna give it a straight roll.
I feel like you need to be meaner if you're being Erebos.
Yeah, I know. 26.
What's Erebos' alignment?
26 straight roll.
26.
I got a natural 19 on a straight roll. So I can roll again for disadvantage, but if you're going to go.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm going to roll. The creature's not smart, but I think it also knows its assignment. It knows who has it here, right? It knows most dogs, creatures, who guard, they know certain commands. So are your words in line with that, right? Like, and you're assuming this thing has even ever seen Erebos like this, right?
Yeah. No, I'm assuming it's seen Erebos.
I am going to give it advantage to its perception.
Oh, totally.
You got 26. You got 26 though. It's still going to be very difficult for them to beat it. So
I was like, I thought you were going to give him Elven accuracy advantage. Like, I was like, at bare minimum.
Did that roll? Let's see. No, maybe it did. D&D, be honest, being stupid. All right, let's roll some real dice. All right. Wow. Okay. And so repeat one more time for me what you say to this creature.
I didn't mean to wake you. I was just trying to get by.
And then it slowly the teeth stop, and it goes, sits down, and then like in both hands, and they both kind of like and it seems to be like kind of barking, like its tail goes up, its back, like almost like it wants to play.
Can I summon my packed weapon as like a ball and just go boy, and throw it?
Can you? Is that by your rules? Is that something you think you'd be able to do?
I can summon I can make a stick, or I can make a bow or a staff that's like a stick.
Okay, yeah.
So summon a big stick and just go and see how far I can throw it.
So you make this huge stick and you throw it, and it goes darting. You throw it down the hall and it goes darting for that stick. Grabs it. You're surprised at how quickly it's got the stick and it's already coming back, and brings it right up. Throws it on the ground. It hasn't touched you yet, but it's like looking at that image of Erebos, like almost like jostling, like do it again, like.
He's like, when it's running away, he's gonna like gesture at the other guys to like go, and just gonna just keep throwing it back again. Just keep playing with this dog.
What's everyone else doing while this is happening?
Probably sneaking away.
Okay, so everyone's heading down that.
I'm gonna utilize my spell to float up and see if I can find the stairs that lead up to the next level from a higher vantage point.
Okay. As you float up, you're able to make out like the mini halls that are moving in the distance, and less than maybe 100 feet away in the direction that Calyx is telling you to go, you do see an opening. And from that distance, the structure, the large opening does appear to be to the open sky, or to where there are stairs, or like there you don't see stairs, but you see a platform, like you see outdoors, and you can tell that it's an exterior portion of the towers.
Can I get to it if I run along the top of the wall there?
You say that a little once more, Rick?
Can I get to it if I run along the top of the wall there?
I imagine you can.
Okay. Then I'm assuming I was using like the wall to sort of slide along, so I'll go up to the top.
Yeah, so you kind of go up to the top
of the wall, grab my sword, and run, holding my sword towards that direction, I guess. Nice. Or not run, but try to be as quiet as I can in my chainmail.
So all this is working so far, and now with the party, pretty much with Doth being able to like stand on the wall and lead the party literally through the labyrinth, it's almost like they have a direct guide to the way out. Calyx is standing there now and needs a moment, needs an out here. as the dog seems ever more excited.
You gotta do the fake throw.
I know, I don't want to. I love playing with dogs. This is a legitimate problem for me. I will spend so much time with my grandma's dog. But he's like 285 pounds. So this situation has happened before.
And you look like this big animal, but if this thing tackles that image and goes through it, you know, like it's not there, right? Like, you know, this thing's gonna like,
yeah, I know,
miss it.
So do I see like the next like turn, or do I see where Doth is?
Doth is, yeah, let's say he's along the wall, but he's starting, unless everyone is still waiting for you. Are you, talk to me. Is everyone else heading towards where Doth is showing them?
Yeah,
are you trying to make sure that Calyx is okay? Tell me more about what this looks like.
I'm gonna keep playing fetch and just signal go.
I'm assuming Calyx can shadow step or whatever it is to get the hell out of there.
It's dimension door 500 feet.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it because he's got that and D-door. So
Nazari is really worried about it because he just met Calyx and told him he'd help him get out. So he's gonna and Nazari's gonna tap at Alcides on the shoulder and be like, "We're really gonna leave him?"
He's gotten out of stickier situations before.
Okay. Let's go.
So as they push away, I'll have you describe how you plan to get out of this, Calyx, and then I'll ask you for whatever check you may or may not need, and we'll finalize it that way.
So if I'm watching to like where they sneak when they get out of sight.
Yeah.
So just about how far is that away from you?
I think if I told Doth it was close to like, 60 feet to 100 feet, like towards that door where he's going, but now it's, it's kind of zigzagging, right? So I'm not describing every turn. So I imagine that even though Doth is up, there's no way you can see Doth once he turns that corner. Mm-hmm. So you can dimension door, right? But do you need to know where you're going? Where you're,
well, if I can figure out how far it is, then yes, then I don't need to know where I'm going.
Okay.
But so the way I imagine it is just a handful of like, okay, that looks about right, sort of.
I'll say that it's just from the footsteps, from your keen senses and perception, you kind of know where they are. I will say it's not an exact science, and so I kind of like, I look at it as like, with you not being able to see it, you could overshoot that and appear like outside those steps a step too far and be outside falling, right? So if you're trying to, or if you're just trying to push yourself, what would dimension door if you didn't know, what would you do if you like, could you materialize on a wall? Like, like it, so like if you don't know where you're exactly like positioning yourself, then how do you actually pull it off?
That you can see or visualize where you can describe.
And if the rules tell me otherwise, please.
So I'll send Calyx a message giving him the directions that we're taking.
So if I do, I take 46 force damage and then I move 5 feet over.
And then you move 5 feet. Okay, got it.
Calyx, you hear a whisper in your ear. Left, right, left. I've got message, so I could
fair enough
because I know his general direction.
I'll give him advantage on his Arcana check to.
And if you want to reply, you can do that too.
What was it again?
I don't know. Whatever.
Whatever the combination.
Right.
Okay. So. All right. Okay. Thinks he got it. He's gonna throw it immediately, just in Celestial, saying, "Get me the fuck out of here!" And mention door.
So as he sparkles, the dog is running down the hall away from him. It grabs the stick. It turns. Give me your advantage Arcana.
Okay. 12.
The dog turns and this entire image of Erebos is no longer there, and just, you just hear like, and some of you guys can hear the whimpering through the hall. As you could hear it like kind of running back and forth down that hall, trying to figure out where he went. Calyx, you appear 15 feet away from the door, away from you, or you appear outside of the doorway. You're on this large, probably 50-foot round platform, and you're standing 3 feet from the edge of just the abyss. And you can see your friends kind of running towards you. There's air whipping past you. As all of you meet outside on a platform that leads to the next level. In the distance, you can see a windy staircase leading up to the next tower, at least another 100 feet. I'll give yourselves a moment to gather yourselves, but I'm also not taking a break. I'm just also going to change what you may see here on the board. But you guys got yourselves out of that all together.
Alex, you like put on his most brave face and be like, "Yeah, I wasn't scared."
It's good. Glad to see you're overcoming your fears.
What's the highest passive perception in the group?
Out of 15.
Mine's 14.
14, okay.
Definitely not mine. And
I got a 15.
Sitting at a big 11.
15 is the highest.
And that's so the 15, and that is who said that? Calyx? Nazari. So getting out of that, not having to fight that creature is a positive thing, I'm sure. But Nazari, you're the first to notice that on the platform you're standing and where the staircase is, there is etchings marks at the base of the stairs, and these stairs, there's no hall, right? They're just like stairs, like a bridge going up, and all around you can see. It's hard to see all of the landscape because there's such a heavy mist at this height, but you can tell that you are looming above the majesty of all of the underworld, right? Like there are down below, you can see the peaks, you can see parts of the Tartix River, where Athreos ushers people, to their fates and to where their resting places will be. The mist is heavy, and the structure of the tower just looms like a shadow behind that mist. But where the stairs are, at the base of those stairs, you see a message. And that message reads, give me 1 second here.
What do you think the message means? Give me 1 second here.
No, that's, yeah. Scrawled on the platform, it says, "Provide sustenance for the vulture eater, or become sustenance. Make sure your provided portion is fair, or its hunger will not be satiated."
Okay, I'm going to repeat that out loud for the group to hear.
Yep.
I've got an idea.
Oh, geez, what is it?
And he's going to hold up this fruit. And you guys go first. I don't know if this is going to work.
It's a vulture eater, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean that we have to provide a portion of the vulture? Because it eats a vulture?
So you guys remember that you remember hearing the vultures flying around from a distance above. So evidently this message, if it's true, it's saying that this thing eats those vultures.
Can we see?
But there are no, but you don't see any, you don't hear the vultures from, you can kind of hear the vultures. They sound like they're in a distance, but they sound like they're higher up, and they're like they're not around this tower at all. It's deathly quiet actually around here, other than the light billow of the wind.
I still have 19 days worth of rations.
Whatever it is, it can probably fly if it's eating vultures and they fly, or it jumps on them. So we should watch out for that.
I mean, it could be like a giant frog and shoots out its tongue and catches the vultures like flies.
That's true.
It could be many things.
Or it could just be like a really big thing that like has really long arms and just
grabs them out of the sky.
Yeah, just little. Just, here you go.
All right, so how many of us are there currently? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of us. I got 19 days worth of rations. I would say multiply each of us by 2 and give it 8 days worth of rations.
What was the second part of that little
yes.
Make sure the portion is.
Make sure the portion is fair, or its hunger will not be satiated.
So
there, like a carnival. So it needs to be carnival food. Alcides, it's not going to work. Sorry.
No.
And I'll actually put it in the chat so you can, But
I'm probably reading too much into it. But it might need to be something larger than a ration.
I mean, how big are those vultures that he eats?
That's what I'm wondering.
I mean, vultures are usually huge.
The vulture I could summon with a Find Familiar is like show the size using my arms.
I mean, bait. My rations weigh about 38 pounds. Yeah, Alcides just has a sack backpack that's pretty much, he's got 1 cape left, tinderbox torch, that flint, and pretty much just carrying around a protein pack the entire time.
I've got
Find Familiar. Been attacked by more wild animals.
So I could, in theory, take 10 minutes and summon another familiar, have it be a vulture, and then.
Well, you need the what's it called? The spell components for that.
I think it's like a pearl or some shit.
It's like incense, I'm pretty sure. I was looking at getting a familiar for Calyx, so.
If it's not something that costs like gold points, I think I can use spell cap or spell focus instead.
Yeah.
Components.
But I think it costs like 10 gold worth of that.
Can I have an insight check from everyone?
$13.
Okay.
Better than average.
That'll be 23.
Okay.
So
far I'm hearing. So far I'm hearing Alcides is.
I got 8.
So Alcides, as you're counting your rations, the fact that when you think about it and you say you got 38 pounds of rations, what Alcides remembers is he remembers like at the bottom of before they climbed the tower, hearing those vultures and how loud they sounded from how high up they were. They probably aren't regular vultures. They're probably giant vultures, which means I think maybe even Alcides as a warrior, someone who's hunted before, starts to realize is whatever this person is saying is not that whatever's offered up needs to be a vulture, but it needs to be large enough in size. It needs to be a good amount of meat. And I'll add that, at least
Would a
human
sized dog?
At least a
Yeah.
human.
That's what I'm thinking now. Yeah, we gotta go back and kill the dog.
A Cerebus would probably be more than enough meat. Alcides realized.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't want to kill my friend.
But Alcides also knows that maybe whoever scrawled this here, it doesn't mean that while it means that maybe whoever's telling you this may be trying to warn you of what's to come, doesn't mean that you can do it without this offering. It just means that it may be more dangerous, or maybe that one of you may be the target.
We just go and fight this thing.
Yeah, just prepare to fall to our dooms.
I'm here. I got an idea. I'm the sacrifice.
Okay.
And
I guess it
Make it
could
shit from
enlarge
there.
you.
what?
Can you cast
I
a
can
large
enlarge
reduce
you.
on something other than a creature?
Yes. It
You can
doubles
cast
your
it on the
house in
38
size.
pounds of rations, because that would double.
Oh,
Okay.
would you be able to enlarge like every individual ration, or does that work only on each individual ration?
It's a bag of them, and or it's a large lump of them.
So should we just
Felix,
get
could
all
you-
our
could
rations
you-
together?
Could you make the rations look like turkey legs, and then Ohan use your thaumaturgy to make it smell like turkey legs?
Can I do
Add
smell with
narration, add turkey
thaumaturgy?
legs to it?
I can't.
Well, I
But
can add.
I would be concentrating on enlarge, so I can't really do other spells.
I could do minor illusion to add
Huh.
invisible turkey legs to it. Or I feel like that's plan A. And plan B, me being the sacrifice. And I'll get out of there with 0 spell slots.
Oh, I see. A dimension door out of its stomach.
Well, no, I don't have any spell slots. Freedom of movement.
So,
The Trickster's escape. So
all right.
And
it was originally meant for underwater, but
I do have web memorized, so
You got
theoretically, web. So theoretically, if we fall, I should be able to shoot out a web and catch us, or possibly web the monster and force it to fall to its doom, or something along those lines. You do have the Wand of Wonder still, right?
yep. I still have that, but I'm very scared to use
Plan
it.
C. Plan C,
Plan C. Okay.
just in case everything goes horribly wrong.
if only Jack Atlas was here, who always has the metric fuck ton of snake meat and all that other BS.
Oh yeah. The one time the food's important, we don't have the food. Okay.
Well, I hope the vulture.
Is there an
eater,
interplanar DoorDash we can call?
Well, I hope
Yeah, I'd
the
like to place
vulture
an
eater
order
likes
for the
jerky,
Bro.
'cause-
Oh, also during all this time while we're debating, Calix is gonna summon back his bow and just be like, just kind of like whisper or just like scream out, "I'm sorry," because I know the dog liked this thing. So
Okay, so let's all grab a corner of like a cloak or I guess I'll use my blanket or bedroll or whatever it is. Spread it out. We'll put the rations inside of that.
well, Doth and Alcides are still invisible, or at least Alcides is still invisible.
How long?
Wait,
I
is
will-
how long is
An
your
hour.
invisibility?
1 hour.
1 hour. Okay.
Well, if I cast a spell, it's gonna go away.
Yeah.
So I think it went away when I messaged you.
Yeah.
So have one of each of us grab a corner, put the rations in it, enlarge the rations to make them bigger, minor illusion on the rations to make them look like turkey legs, thaumaturgy, in order to make them smell like turkey legs or whatever,
Vulture legs.
vulture, whatever.
Yeah. Vulture nuggets.
Vulture nugget. Yep. Just be making vulture nuggets. Sounds good.
We'll even put the Szechuan sauce in it.
All right, it's a good plan. It's a good idea. There's a lot of spells going on here for this to work. Who's all casting?
Oh,
Yeah,
of course I
like
think.
Doth. That's it.
Okay.
But Doth's leading it. So
Both of you will get advantage on this roll, and
before
So
that,
we're-
I'm going to cast Bless. I can target up to 3 people, so
Okay.
target all 3 of them.
so you guys are going to get an advantage Arcana check with Bless, and when it's all said and done, I'm going to take the highest roll between you and Doth for your guys helping each other.
sounds good. I don't think that's gonna be me, but with a 13.
Okay.
Did you add a D4?
Yep.
Ooh.
I don't know how the magic works. I just use it.
Adding the D4, I got a total of 20.
Okay. Give me a second here.
And now I'm no longer invisible as well.
Mhm.
That was a good use of the spell.
Oh yeah. Got a lot of use out of it. I've been getting a lot of use out of Dimension Door. Really, I thought I would.
It's a great spell.
What?
Oh,
What
yeah.
happens if
Just
you
do-
stop concentrating on the enlarge reduce after it's already been eaten? Would it suddenly feel hungry again?
Probably, but it might be confused on why.
So,
I don't know. I've only done the reverse in the past.
suddenly you all enlarge these rations, right? This aroma of turkey legs and comes and they all kind of envelop this section of the platform that you're on, standing there preparing to go up a level, but you're so I imagine you guys are just sitting there and just, you know, like, what are you doing after you do it, and how long can you hold it, right? Let me know what you guys are doing as you're just kind of holding this illusion, right, for as long as you.
Vulture Eater, we have some food for you.
Run up to the next tower, I guess, right?
Can you run? Can you move while the illusion is? Are you leaving the illusion on the platform? Is that where it's being, where the scrawling is, or because there's stairs that go up 100 feet to the next section?
Can we just take it with us? Or put it in a blanket. Each one of us take a corner and just like sort of carry it.
The stairs are they probably, you know, they're about 15 feet wide, so enough for you guys to kind of stand around. Are the rations in a, and how so it's like, describe for me what the illusion looks like, and just because it's an illusion, right? So you've actually enlarged the rations, right? But you've enlarged the bag, and then therefore the rations inside the bag. Is that what we're doing? Okay, and then they smell like.
I was imagining that we took a bedroll basically, which is a blanket, spread the blanket out, put the rations on that, enlarge the rations, each grab a corner, and
and walking with this blanket of rations up the.
It's a picnic basket.
Okay.
She's just like taking off whatever like clothing like he has besides his armor, is just like giving it to him. Like he doesn't really need that, so for that, so.
And in the first few moments, nothing's happened. You haven't seen anything through the mist. You haven't heard anything. Do you begin to walk with the rations, all, you know, 4 of you to 4 sides, carrying it in that manner?
It's like a parade.
With the intent of dropping it and being on our way as soon as we see something that might be interested in it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just Cal's gonna keep walking. Just like
So as you
I'll
guys
see
got
Doth holding the front half, Calix and
And
Nazari holding the back half.
You have no problem. You're just kind of like, and anyone in this is that moment like in the story of the movie where you would be like, if you look down, you realize if you're afraid of heights, it's dizzying here. It's off-putting. I just want dexterity, not acrobatics, not dexterity saves, just regular old dexterity checks from all four of you. As you are walking up these stairs, very careful, because some of you are like the people that are kind of going backwards, making sure your corner, looking up. Some of you are kind of like guiding everyone's footsteps. No, like right there, watch out, that brick is loose, right? Like you guys are kind of working together here.
12?
16.
Okay.
9.
Calvin is right now terrified of heights because he can't get out of it.
I got a 3.
Oh.
So, little like Nazari, you kind of notice a couple of the bricks are kind of loose in a section. And Doth, are you pulling, or are you kind of like on the side where you're kind of looking up? And where do you think you're at?
I don't know. I'm holding a quarter of the blanket, so whichever.
Imagine you're kind of like next to Nazari, kind of pulling on it from the kind of like, because the stairs are going up, so two people are probably backing up, or I guess you guys could be two sides this way and just carrying it up sideways. But either way, wherever side you're on, Doth, you kind of feel that same looseness, and your Minotaur hoof, your weight being a lot heavier, you kind of give way, and you lose a bit of traction as one of those bricks falls, and you slip. Can you give me a dex save?
Sure. I got a 6.
Oof. So Doth, you slip, and you kind of, some of your rations begin to kind of as you let go, begin to kind of spill off the side, and you're scrambling to try to get hold of the edge. Doth is not getting, he's not getting his grip, and he needs help. He needs a reaction. He needs someone to throw out a hand, someone who's willing to go over the edge with him if they fail. Does it happen? And who is it?
Did you add a D4 from Bless?
D4 from Bless. Did you add the D4?
Oh, I did not.
Add those D4s. Let's see.
What?
Well,
I got 2 more.
If bad things happen, Calix is going to cast, or is going to drop it and try and grab Daw and cast Mage Hand to hold what he was holding.
Okay. So you're going to try to cast Mage Hand, bonus action, and you're trying to use Mage Hand to hold him and then still try to help it off.
I'm going to try and help Doth first, and then see if I can cast Mage Hand to pick up where I dropped it. First catching Doth.
All right. And then Zari's going as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how he would do it while holding the blanket.
I need strength saves from you to hold Doth's weight. But what I will take is I'll give you advantage since you're both trying and you're both willing to risk yourselves. So Nazari, you get advantage. Calix, you get advantage.
With advantage?
Yeah.
4.
And the Bless?
Oh. Let's see. 7 with the Bless.
How about you, Nazari?
Yeah. I'm the only one that's not blessed because it's up to 3 creatures.
22.
22. So little Nazari, you kind of like dig your heels in, not being the strongest of you. This little satyr, you're definitely, it's not that you're not you grab his arm, Calix, but you're like, that's just like you're starting to like go. He's a big boy.
Yeah. He's a big boy, and I'm technically just a skeleton, so I'm just gonna.
So I would think.
Nazari, you grab onto Calix, and you're pulling onto Calix, and
the way that I imagine it is Nazari grabbing Daw. I'm grabbing Daw too, and then I fall over, So he's pulling us both up.
Yeah. And as you're pulling and holding you both just kind of in place, that allows Doss to kind of like seat his feet, because it's not like a bridge. It's almost like it's kind of like a bridge, kind of like a wall. There's enough wall there for him to finally hold himself. And then you hear this blood curdling shriek, this like, and as it calls out this call, there's this giant, you hear this out of the shadows, out of the mist, this looming image of a bird begins to descend, and it flies right between all of you and snatches the rations into its mouth, like, and just continues on. But as it does that, ripping them away, like in one swallow, taking all of those rations down into its gullet. I need a dex save from everyone as you just dex save from everyone, and let's see, just dex save. I'm not gonna make any disadvantage. Just
y'all get +4 from my aura of protection.
22.
Oh, okay. 25.
Okay.
24 with your protection.
And 23 for me because I rolled 17.
The gods are with you all, as somehow you're able to you all kind of like, there's this moment as you're falling backwards, you all hit this the ground, and we're holding on to each other, careening around, pulling Doth over, but still never letting go, right? And there's this moment where you're all interconnected. The blanket is gone. There's a few rations that have strewn, some that are falling off the side, and you can see this thing as it's kind of ascending back up into the clouds, and you realize that thing is the vulture eater, the rock. It's kind of like this giant eagle,
No.
deadly as all hell.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
so glad we didn't fight it now. I'm so glad. I didn't think it was a rock. Oh, gee.
We better get out of the underworld today, because I'll see.
Yeah, I would say we would just bolt up to the portal.
So you guys just start running up this, hauling ass up the stairs.
Alrighty, fellas, double time.
And as you make your way, go ahead.
When we get to the entrance to the next place, maybe stop and see if there's any more inscriptions or anything before we charge through.
Also, while we're running up there, I'm gonna be kind of like skipping, kind of like a goat does. And I'm gonna be right next to Calyx. I'm gonna be like, "You're a genius! You too, Doth. You're awesome!" Woo! And just like running with you guys.
See, this guy gets it.
Well played so far. Well played. As you're huffing and you're getting a little bit tired as you approach the next area, like Doth said, you start to slow down to, perceive, using your natural perceptions so that you don't think that you're losing anything here. I'll take that, like with that 15, you would observe any other messages. You don't see any other messages. What you do see is you see dim light coming from this huge cavernous space. You see a opening that's probably 15 feet wide and 20 feet high, very large opening. But inside that area, the tower is a dome structure, and it almost looks like an observatory from as you're even getting closer to it. And from a distance, as you're approaching, they don't seem to have noticed you yet. I will still ask for stealth checks at some point, but you do see two. You notice them to be lampids, these kind of beautiful, voluptuous, like female figures, but their skin is like a grayish blue skin. Their hair long and black. Their eyes have a kind of a halo-y red glow, blackened.
Before,
Yep. You fought them in the tomb of Oreskos. You fought a couple of them that wanted the spirit of the Idiolon that Calyx helped save. These two seem to be working or monitoring some strange contraption at the center of the room. That on one side of the room, kind of like in a there's like a scope that is going out of the room, and there is a tablet that they are kind of looks like they're moving levers on. You can't really make out what they're saying, but that's what you see so far approaching the next tower, the next space. What do you all do?
To myself, I wonder what you could observe in the underworld with the telescope. The Nyx, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious. But
and what's strange about this, yes, like so this giant and from where you guys are at, let me add, like you see that's huge scope, like of that observatory like scope. It's large and it's going out and it's aiming towards the underworld like sky, if you want to even call it that, or the top of the cavern. And you know that past that mist, there really isn't really isn't really an atmosphere. But I will take I'll take a history check from you all.
I have an idea of what they're looking for.
11.
Okay.
Got 12.
Okay.
Are they looking for the Nyx? Like, that's what I wonder.
Not one. That shit's for nerds.
It's like trying to figure it out.
Alcides is like, whatever, man.
It is for nerds. It is.
Who got a 14, I think I call her?
No, 11.
11. Okay, so yeah, he's like, so what you're pondering, that's what you're pondering. Why is this here?
You guys can like point and just be like, and disguise self as the Lampid from the Oresco's tomb.
Mm-hmm.
And just walk up and just like turn gesture.
Okay, before you do this, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick because it's one of those nights where the bladder is not allowing me to stay seated. I'm normally good with this. But yeah, so I'll be right back. Give you a little more time to kind of like plan you guys' next plan of action. But I like where it's going, and
I'm gonna do the same thing.
I gotta go as well, real quick.
I'm gonna get some food.
Okay. My idea would be just to go up and ask them what's going on. But that might be.
What's your backup plan and what's the plan after that?
The problem with going in with 0 spell slots, you don't really have a backup plan. Just kind of say that.
Well, okay, what do we know from fighting, or you said you fought these before, right?
Yeah, we did.
What kind of powers did they have?
So we knew that they teleported a bit to I knew they teleported a bit. It was super frustrating because I wanted them to attack me, but they wouldn't because that armored raggedness on me. But here, let me pull up the notes.
Second teleport. What do they attack with?
With like long scimitars.
Any negative energy or resistances that you remember or anything like that?
I don't remember. I think necrotic. It's my best.
And do they have vulnerabilities to anything that you guys used before?
They didn't really have a vulnerability. Or a vulnerability.
What were they doing in the previous one? Were they guardians or?
They were guarding an Idiolon. So they wanted to return it. They hate return. That's
So maybe introducing yourself. We just skip around and let them continue to guard, just ignore them completely.
well, yeah, fair enough. I could just disguise myself as one of them and just walk around, and then if they're like, "Why are you walking around?" I could just be like, "Oh, I'm escorting these people to the right place because they're technically part of the living."
Let's assume for a second that we're inside of the Palace of Erebus, and we don't want him to overhear anything that we say, i.e., through his followers.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not give them any information
That's true.
that would be bad for them to pass on. Because he can basically just grab their spirits or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Interrogate. What did you see? You think we can sneak around them without getting their attention, or do we just pretend that we're supposed to be there?
I can cast silence. I'm gonna try to just walk.
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah. Then that would negate our disadvantage of stealth.
It would. Yeah.
Or it should, but
I'd like to use one of my abilities to get a second level slot back, just in case we need it before we trigger any sort of.
Are we talking about taking a short rest?
If we have time for it, that would probably be in our best interest, just in case. But if not, it's just an ability that I wanted to state that I use so that my spell slot comes back and I can cast a spell damage.
Yeah, all I gotta say is piety spells are broken because that gives me 1 cast of daylight, 4 casts of Crusader's Mantle, and then 4 casts of Compelled Duel that don't apply to my spell slots.
That's all
you
based
don't
on your
have.
charisma,
I don't think you
so-
have 4. You should only have 1, unless you're. What's your wisdom modifier?
My wisdom modifier is only 1, so for daylight and bless, I only have the 1. But for Crusader's Mantle and Compelled Duel, I have 4.
Compelled Duel should just be 1 use.
I thought that was
Oh, wait,
also
no.
equal to my
Crusader's Mantle should only be 1 use. It's not equal to your wisdom
charisma modifier.
or charisma. I mean,
Use it a number of times equal to your charisma.
you can only use the second one once. I'm pretty sure.
No, I just read it. It's equal to your charisma modifier.
That's the spell effect, not the thing. I'm pretty sure. Or else they put it in wrong. But let me double check. Because being able to cast daylight 3 times without using. Once you cast a spell this way, you can't do so until you finish a long rest for Crusader's Mantle. So check the numbers of uses for it. It should just be 1.
I mean, for me, on the one you made, it says at will.
Oh. Well, then I did it very wrong.
But next to the actual feature, it has the 4 ticks
Okay.
for charisma modifier.
Okay. All right. I'll fiddle with it, but yeah.
All right, so as a backup plan, do you want to use one of your compelled duels on one of them? I'll do it on the other one. We'll try to tank while these guys attack.
I feel like Crusader's Mantle might get a little bit more mileage because that'll be a 30-foot aura that all of us can be in to add extra radiant damage.
All right, so
I could do bless in that case then.
Yeah, and since the spells have different names, they would stack.
So, if you were actually entering, let's say you're outside of this room here, there's a large opening, but of course you can see the stairs leading up. You can see this large kind of podium that the there's like this structure. There's no like like your normal like observatory where there's like a seat. There's not really a seat as much. There is a place to look here through the telescope that, of course, is not really being depicted. That is going out through the walls, and outside of those walls, through these kind of like windows all around, you can see the other looming towers beyond, the mist of and where the mist is starting to become more faint here, where you're starting to kind of see some of the what appears to be like just a darkness that might be like a sky. And they are 1 and 2 again still working there above. So how do you guys approach?
Is there a way to skirt them without being seen? Or?
Now let's take a short rest for Calix's and Bill's.
Oh, so were you guys taking a short rest on the stairs outside? Is that what we're talking about doing?
Oh, do you guys want to take a short rest or?
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty low on hit points, honestly.
Yeah. We've pushed our luck pretty far, but I think we've burned through the majority of our spell slots and other fun stuff.
Yeah, I only got one left. Yay!
Chance it.
I got 2 second levels and then my piety spells besides bless.
You got 1/3 and 1 second, 1 first.
I got daylight, Crusader's Mantle, and then compelled duel.
I got freedom of movement. That's it. But I could go into a fight and be just fine.
Yes.
So do we do this?
You want the touch of magic hands, Nazari?
Yeah, I think I can use a bit of a boost here.
Little loving.
All right, I'll drop 20 points of lay on hands.
Thank you, sir. All right, that put me in a good spot.
Okay.
Cool. And I have 15 in reserve just in case.
Okay, I have a healing spell too, don't I? Let me see. I have cure wounds still.
So after this, we're going to get to the 5th level, correct? If we make it through.
Yes, this should be. You are now at the. This would be. This is the 5th level.
This is the.
Because remember, they're in the structure. They're in the 5th level. The 7th level is the control rooms on the 5th level.
So this is the control room.
What's what it appears to be. It's the 5th tower.
And yeah, I think we should take a short rest in case we need to do some additional investigation afterwards.
All right.
So you guys are trying to take a short rest before you enter this room.
Because maybe we have to target the telescope to where we want to go in the
Well, I feel
material
like we should take the short rest after when we have the room secured.
We can do both.
Well, we have
Yes.
So right now we have a vulture that probably wants to kill us.
That's in the lower level.
Well, that's on the bridge to the
It's on the bridge. That vulture could easily, because right now it's on that lower level, but that staircase between here and there, Calix has a point. It could come back at any time.
And I'm not dying in the world.
Well, I can do silence and we can surprise attack them at least.
Or I can cause a distraction. You guys do silence. I can maybe figure out a little bit and shit goes
Well,
sideways.
if this is the 5th level and this is the control center, then can we assume that we might be able to use the telescope in order to see into the material plane for a location of where we want to travel through the portal? get whatever information we can from them before we attack them if we have to, or get them to help us. One of the two.
What did you want to do? Just observe him?
Well, I could go up and say, hey, I'm supposed to go to the material plane to go to Oreskos' tomb.
Might as well try that.
Where are we supposed to meet Osiren with a boat?
I don't think we said.
Calix, I see one problem with your tactic, and that's Lampens normally travel in pairs.
So
Oh
there's
yeah, because
four.
you're gonna try to come as
Like-
a Lampet, right? As one.
Yeah,
side.
they have like a bond sister essentially.
Can we use like minor illusion to maybe? Yeah, it's gonna be yeah.
Quick, somebody convert to a follower of Phoenix so that they can get disguised self.
Yeah.
Can you loan someone your mask real quick, and then they can use it, and then you can just use regular disguise self?
I'd like a stealth check. You guys have been talking amongst yourselves on these stairs for so long. Stealth check and with a perception check from. They won't get advantage or anything, but just in case.
Could have been a dirty 20, but when we're
They do
Goth's
not need-
amazingly made armor. Whew.
11.
Got a 5.
So the highest was, what was that again?
The
Is
highest.
it 11?
11. Okay, and the lowest was 5, and the highest was 11.
So
So
lowest is 2.
2. Okay,
No, no.
so they're this one of the sisters grabs the other one's hand and is like, stop. And they like, one of them turns and goes, who's there? Come out. And they're just like standing at the doorway. I imagine you guys are like where the stairs dip. They don't see anything yet.
Alex like burst forward, disguised as a
Someone
Lampet.
is there.
Please, I've lost my sister. Please help me.
You can see her eyes kind of squint. You've lost your sister.
Please.
Why are you here?
I don't know. We were in the tomb of Oreskos and we were attacked. We were supposed to go after an Aediolon and
Who would have told you to come to the portal of Lathos? Your sister
know.
surely would not be here from Oreskos.
some guy with a mask. He just didn't. He said that he was a follower of Erebos.
And you see her like long strands of hair. She kind of like they're kind of hanging over both their faces, and she kind of like parts her hair and does like that, and she pulls on her hair, and they both sisters kind of do it at the same time, and they go whoosh, and they whip their hair like flings out into like blades, like these like clean, almost obsidian black blades.
Cal's gonna
Would you
try
like a
and do
bayonet?
the same thing,
Yes, very bad.
or he's gonna do the same thing. Minor illusion with one of them, and his actual packed weapon with the other. Just please. I'm just trying to find my sister.
What do you think, sister? Do you believe her? And give me your persuasion check.
Persuasion. Okay.
Or your deception would be. I'm sorry. What I meant to say.
Like you said, persuasion means you got a high
That's
cam.
some solid acting.
Yeah.
24.
Oh, well, we believe you. What do you need from us, sister?
Can't you find them using the observatory? Someone told me that you could do that.
Yes, come up the stairs. We will show you how.
So I go up with her. I dismiss the
Imagine
blade.
this is gonna be you. What you look like
Yeah.
here.
Oh!
Damn, Calix, you're hot.
Alex, can you put on some clothes, please?
Actually, technically, the only thing Calix is wearing is Dolph's armor underneath. So, probably need to buy some clothes. But,
And so as you approach, she's like, well, you need to go. You're looking to go back.
Yeah.
We can show you how the levers work and how to reposition.
okay. What is the rest of the group doing? Or so they're showing me how this is all working?
Yeah, they're kind of like you. So the rest of the group just kind of sees them bringing in Calix's Lampid and like talking to her, and like showing her how everything's going.
Very
yeah,
still.
I'm gonna
Donald
like
just has
start.
glasses on his nose and a notepad, just like,
I'm gonna like start inspecting like the thing and just trying to like get a little bit of distance from them.
Suddenly, like 2 blades go through you, like from the both of them, like stab you in the back, and they go, "We believe you, but we don't give a shit. You don't
Whoa.
belong here." One nat 20'd you, and one hit a 16. Doing on the first strike 2d10. So like Calix is like I imagine like you're trying to like shift and stay your
Just fucking bitch.
Jeez, I don't have a D.
Oh, I love those glasses, dog.
I'm going snowboarding, dude.
D&D and Beyond is just not rolling for me at all. So let's just go. All right, so
Yeah, Calix screams out, "This fucking bitch!" But in his voice, so you or his voice.
the nat 21 hit of 19 points of piercing of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then the other sister did 11 points of necrotic damage. And you cannot regain hit points until the start of the Lampid's next turn, as it's
You guys are regaining hit points.
So as you guys see this happen, what's everyone else do is you see them like stab Calix in the back.
charging in.
Yeah.
Guess
All right.
what?
As they do, they then attack again for their second attack. This is a surprise round on Calix.
Okay.
That's a 16,
16 to hit misses.
22. But without,
Okay.
I hadn't added the modifier. And then an
Yeah,
18.
okay.
The 18 hit.
8, but all the hits. Yeah.
Ooh, and so then that is would be, jeez, altogether, both attacks 19 more piercing damage.
Alex just in very emotionally, once he was immediately stabbed, just immediately tries to fake drop and just get stabbed again, and just like, oh, that one hurt, and drops.
And then they turn towards the entrance and they go, she was lying, sister. And as he's like transforming back into, I knew I could smell the return. Let's deal with these.
Not that much.
Roll initiative as you guys are entering. Calix is down. Ugh, not good.
Almost a nat 20 for initiative. I know that wouldn't really matter. If anything, I want to go later, but 10.
Yep. And Calix, you did beat them to your deception. They just are evil bitches. They were Lampids that don't care about other Lampids. You're not supposed to be here. They don't care.
Yeah.
It sounds more like you're mad we got past the Cerberus and the Rock without a fight.
Not necessarily. They were always going to be vicious at this point. But yeah, I mean, it's only two of them. Nizari, you, what you guys, let's go ahead and roll in. What you get?
17.
All right.
18.
18 for Alcides. Where is Alcides? Okay, 18.
I got a 17, but I'm pretty sure that it's
Nice.
my dex is lower.
Calyx, what did you? You
10.
can still roll 10. Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yep.
Almost not 20, but
And then Doth got a what?
17.
17. Okay, not bad. And so for the most part, you all, I think, got the jump on them. Yes, you do. So as they turn, like, you know, not a surprise, but as they see you coming in, it goes, if you want to put it in order, it's going to be Doth, Nizari, then the Lampets, then Calyx, death save if he's not on his feet already. And then, no, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm missing that. So it'll be Alcides is going to start, then Doth, then Nizari, then Lampids, then Calyx. That's what we should have.
I think Nazari got the same as I did, and I think his dex is higher, so I believe.
Oh, really?
Nazari
Oh, yeah.
goes
So,
before.
yeah, D&D Beyond doesn't always change it. So, yes, if you want Nizari to go ahead, I can make sure that is the case. Okay, so we do Alcides. So Alcides, Nizari, Doth, Lampid, Calyx. All right, so yeah, Calyx will make a death save here. I'll pull our view out here so you guys kind of see what's going on and focus. But yeah, you guys are down there. You let him get up there. A pretty dangerous place. Nizari, how do you want to?
Let was the optimal word. But
Yeah, not let. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say.
You know Calyx. Yeah. Calyx is doing his own thing. So
I'm gonna do my own thing, and most of the time you'll get out of it. But I forgot I ate fruit. I actually ate food, and we'll never do that again.
All right. See.
Or it's Alcides first.
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, it would if I would have got the nat 20 added.
Yeah.
It's just insult to injury there. But yeah,
And
appropriate for a complete stab in the back. But for sure,
it
it
makes
came at
sense.
the right time.
It makes complete sense. Like I'm not mad about that. I was like, but yeah. So that was for being able to play with a dog.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, strictly on the dice. Nazari, yeah. What do you want to do? So I got Nazari here, I got Alcides here, and I got Doth there. All of you about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 25. Like if you're going up the stairs, I won't count them as difficult terrain because they are stairs. So you're looking at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get to the top of the stairs. Let's say you're all about 20 feet from the stairs themselves. And of course, unless you levitate or fly up there, you're looking at just about a 20-foot platform from the ground. So to kind of give you kind of the layout.
Thankfully, when you're within 10 feet of me, you get a bonus to your movement speed. Make that 40. So
Okay.
would I be able to hold action just my movement, but then just cast a spell right now and then hold my movement until they move?
I'll allow that.
Okay. That's all. I'll cast Crusader's Mantle, and then I'll run with them when they run. That way they can maintain that movement bonus.
Run with them with got it. Okay. So Kaz Crusader's Mantle. This power kind of surges through everyone, allowing them to move a little bit quicker. We then move. Nazari, you never tell what it you. So well, that's what. Yeah. So but oh yeah, CDs and then Nazari, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
So I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna hold my movement so that we can all move together as a group.
Well, I allowed him to hold his. So you're gonna move. You can hold an action. I'm not gonna allow you all to hold your movement.
Okay. So can you tell me, maybe show me where the dim lights are, where I can teleport?
Oh, the shadows. The shadows of the room are all in the corner, like the walls back here. Up here, it's pretty well lit. Is there any? I'll give you this: a 10 and up. There's a shadow that I could see being up there. Otherwise, I'm gonna. So there is. I rolled a 10. So there is. There's a shadow under the telescope, right? Like right under it. That will be on the opposite side, like on this side of the platform. That you could teleport to. Now you could teleport. How far can you teleport to a shadow? Up to.
Pretty far. Let me.
Oh, if it's more than 30 feet, then yeah, you'll make it.
Mhm.
It's like if it's at least 40 feet, you'll make it.
It's 60.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you could go there. So that'll teleport you, putting you 5, 10, 15, 20, about 30 feet from the closest. And if you're going to run up and attack melee wise, or if you're going to do range, I don't know. But yeah, you would be on this side, like right under the telescope.
Okay.
I know it's not clear, but we'll try to make it as I can.
I'm going to teleport up there, and would I be able to hide once
You can hide in that shadow. Yeah, I mean, you don't have you don't have a bone. Like you're not like a rogue where you can bonus action hide. You can just you can use your action to hide. So yes, because the ability you just did is it a bonus action? Is it a spell?
It is, yeah. So
you can use your action to hide, to just try to hunker down and hide. I'll roll my perception for what they're seeing. If they're seeing you kind of like bamf away, are you committing to that? Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, that is. And so my action is to try and continue hiding within the shadow up there.
Give me your stealth check.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage for the shadow.
That is 14.
So you disappear, and they both rolled a 19. Wow. And they both just kind of go, and they look over, like they like follow. They almost like their eyes like kind of like glance over towards the shadow, and they gotta give each other a look like.
Okay.
But you're there.
Yeah. That's all I can do. I committed to it.
Okay. All right. Zari, we've got Doth.
I'll cast Bless on myself and Zari and CDs, and then move up the stairs with CDs.
All right. So you're about like right here on the stairs going up. I'll have to get a little, so you're like halfway there. And then, so both of you around, with Doth being in the lead, like would get to, but so you would both, if you were going 30 feet, you would both get like there on your next turn, but you're like right there, like halfway. You're on the staircase.
40 feet.
Oh, you got 40 feet. So then both of you have 40 feet, right?
Yep.
So then that puts you a lot closer. So that puts Doth probably at the top of the stairs and you right behind him. So yeah, just imagine you're both right at the top of the stairs. Till I get a platform going here. Anything you want to do otherwise? As you, Doth, or
I guess we could stop before we got to the top of the stairs and then use the top of the platform as cover for this round until we can move up next round.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'll give you guys cover. You thinking like, if they're shooting at you, yeah, if they run over to you, be one thing. But yeah, you guys have heavy cover. Heavy cover from there.
In case they got like ranged spells or ranged attacks.
Yep. All right. And so with their turn, they do have those ranged attacks as they fling their kind of whipping the blades, almost like kind of going limp, and they kind of whipping them like whips, this kind of like sending out this kind of spectral energy towards you both. With heavy cover, I think that heavily obscured, I think that puts you at what, +4 AC as they fire at you. So one each. Let's roll these. 16 and a 12. I know those aren't going to hit either of you. And then the sisters move back. There's the edge over here. And yeah, they just moved there. Calyx, you are up.
One failure. It was almost a 15. And just the disguise just fades away. You start seeing the golden return masks and the ashy skin. For Nazari.
All right, Nazari, you're or is it Alcides then Nazari?
Alcides comes before me.
Alcides, you're up.
So I'm gonna run my movement to be near Calyx, like stand between him and the Lampins.
30 gets you right to Calyx.
40.
40, yeah, oh yeah, then that puts you right past him.
Perfect. And then that way he can use my aura of protection on his death saves.
Okay.
Okay.
And then they're right there. I'm gonna throw my spear at the further one from me.
Okay.
And then instead of making a second attack, would I be able to draw my Sunblade?
Sure.
Cool. What is my strength to throw spears? Okay, +6. That'll be a 17 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, for 1d6 plus 1d4. That'll be 9 piercing and 3 radiant.
Nice. So 12 total. Yep. And so as the sisters are like casting this, and they see him come in, that one of them lands right in one of the kind of like near between her shoulder blade and her chest. She like screams out like a roaring, a scream, blood curdling scream as that your spear is jammed like through and jutting out the back of her body. This kind of black, misty, kind of smokish liquid kind of like pouring out of her and evaporating into the air. If that ends Alcides' turn, Nazari, you are standing right on the, if I had to remove this, right, you're literally right here on the side of this contraption.
Yeah.
Maybe less than 30 feet away from them.
Okay. Are there any shadows around them, or are they well lit?
They're well lit.
Okay. So then, let's see here. I'm gonna cast darkness on myself.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I can't attack anymore, can I? No.
Yeah, casting it, that would be your action.
That would be my action. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna run over closer to Calyx. Well, I'm gonna run over to Calyx to try to make it to him.
You will get there. Yep.
I would get there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just gonna stop right there, and I'm just gonna kneel beside Calyx.
Okay.
Are you up, or you're just completely out?
No, he's out. He needs help. Okay. You could give him a medicine check to try to stabilize him.
Yeah. Okay.
And you don't have a medicine kit or anything like that, right? So it's just
nothing. No.
Yeah,
nothing.
so it's a straight roll, and that we just start doing these. Are they sleight of hand? Or are they
medicine?
It's medicine. It's medicine. Yeah, it's a skill. It's literally your medicine.
Yeah, because I can't heal him or anything, can I?
Nope. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's super. It's literally a 10 and up, which is
13.
kind of silly, but super like easy. But yeah.
I thought it was that counted as a success.
So what?
I thought that counted as a success.
Oh, it counts as a success towards stabilizing.
Yeah.
Is that how? Let me see.
Or
That would make more sense. That would be less like.
I think that's technically homebrew to like make medicine kits more important.
Yeah.
And more fair. And that's
I like yeah. Because I thought the last time I read it, I was like, you can make one check and just stabilize someone, but that actually makes more sense. So
that would make Amnon more sense because I put him with medicine kits.
Yeah. So you got he now Calix has he has one success.
Okay. Sweet.
And I'm just gonna kind of as I'm doing it, I'm just gonna kind of be cussing him in another language, and I'm gonna be like, "Enemy is my enemy. Enemy is my friend."
This is happening.
I'm trying to help you right now.
Yeah, well, Calix is unconscious. He can't really respond, but
yeah, I'm not expecting it.
If he would, he'd be terrified.
So I'm done, yeah.
All right, Doth.
Muted, bud.
Oh yeah, you muted. Sorry.
I'm going to charge the one that Alcides threw a spear at. Try and knock her off after whacking her with a...
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This puts you 30. Do you still have the 40 from Alcides?
No, he has to start his turn next to me.
Okay.
That's why I have my movement the previous time.
I see, got you. So that puts you...
No, I'm going to charge, so I'm double moving.
Dashing.
And then do a goring rush. So immediately after you use your dash action on your turn and move at least 20 feet, you can make one melee attack with your horns as a bonus action.
You got it.
Oh wait, if you push her off the edge, I'm losing that spear.
No, sorry.
Well, it doesn't go off the edge. It goes into the room. This is just a platform, so she wouldn't go anywhere. You guys.
I mean, that's fine. I didn't throw my magical spear. That's wrapped up nicely for Erroneous whenever we meet him.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know you wouldn't actually lose it, as long as you beat them. You recollect
it. So 24.
24 definitely hits. Go ahead and give me damage, and I'll tell you for the most part, there's nothing weakness, there's nothing resistance, so damage is damage at this point.
Are you within? Is he within 30 feet of me?
Yes, he is.
All right, so he does get that D4 from Crusader's Mantle.
Okay. Does that add to damage?
I think it adds to weapon attacks. If the horns count as a natural weapon, then...
Got it.
And then she needs to make a saving throw against my strength thingy here.
Strength?
Or get pushed 10 feet away.
Got it. And she will get... Taking it from 19 or 16 as a 19. So she does plus strength plus 1, so a dirty 20. She kind of clashes 16. Holds. All right. Nice. So locked up. She's like gritting her teeth. Or like kind of hair kind of started to create this barrier and this pushback between her and Doth. The two creatures one of them rushes in to fight. Two attacks, so 2 attacks towards Alcides here. One is definitely going to do it. The other one, I don't even think. And she's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit.
Well, with Ohan's darkness, would it have disadvantage on attacking Alcides?
He casts darkness on him.
On himself.
No, because I used my action to do the medicine check on you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I decided against it. Yeah, it just I just didn't see the rushing chance to blind everybody.
Yep.
8 necrotic damage to Alcides, and then attacking back. She's trying to fight back with this javelin stuck in her arm, defending with those 2 bladed black blades against Doth. Both attacks. One is definitely not gonna miss. The other one would be a 24, which I think would hit, and then doing 15 necrotic damage. And that's all she's got. So they're just kind of fighting right now. She's looking a bit haggard. The one that's got the javelin that Doth just rushed to his gores, kind of stabbed into her abdomen a bit. We move to Calyx making another.
Got this, man.
You have to add +4.
So then that's
You're muted, but
15.
15.
15.
Nice.
All right. Nice. So that's 2 right now?
2 successes.
Yep.
Need one more that I'm stable. If I get nat 20, then I'm up and fighting at 1 hit point.
Back at the top with Alcides.
Oh, yep, just gonna make 2 attacks with the good old Sunblade.
All right.
Was a
What
13
type
hit?
of damage was that?
My damage, the damage she did, necrotic. Yeah, so I know I'm describing them as blades. They're not really doing. They're like, it's literally like mad, evil, dark, necrotic damage that they're using. Just flavoring them as blades.
Alright. Does a 13 hit?
13 will miss.
Alright, so then I'm guessing a 20.
That will
Is
definitely hit. Whatever,
or
anything.
it's 18 plus 8, so that'd be 26, yeah.
Okay.
So 1 will hit. And are they considered undead?
That's a good question. No.
Nope.
Considered,
so no extra,
considered Fey.
no extra D8 from the Sunblade.
Okay.
It'll be 8 radiant damage.
Takes it. She staggers back as you cut one of her hair. Like the whole blade snaps in half as another one's forming. Strands of her hair.
Yep, and just hold the line here.
All right. So that one's been. They both have been touched. Both have been hurt, but still have a bit of fight and vigor left in them. As we move to Nizari.
Okay. I'm going to look. I'll be looking down at Calyx and see that he's doing a little bit better, right? Yeah. So, and then I'm just gonna look up at the the girl that's right in front of Alcides and I, and just start screaming and charge her with my short sword here.
All right.
So then that is a 22 to hit.
22 definitely hits. At this
Okay,
point, with the amount of successes that you have, you realize their AC was 15.
Okay. Then I'm also going to spend a key point for flurry attack. Let's see here. 7. I'm just going to make those, see if I hit with those 2. I'm going to miss with my second flurry.
Okay.
With my first flurry. And then that's a hit with my second flurry.
Okay.
So then let me roll for damage. That is 20 points of damage. So basically that's all 3 hits altogether. So I figured just dancing around, just spinning around him with all my dexterity, even when I'm jumping down, when she expects me to hit the ground, I would kind of fall into the shadow and pop right back up again to kind of teleport around.
Yeah.
And I'd hit her twice.
And it's just like this 1-2 combo all over the place. She doesn't see what's coming. Like slice here, slice there, slice there. And as you do, she kind of staggers for a moment. You can realize you pretty much got her at like bloody. She like coughs, like a bunch of like black ichor comes out of her mouth and starts to steam. Like it doesn't stay wet for too long as it starts to kind of like just evaporate. But you can tell that she's close to going. As we move to Doth, back over there fighting the other.
Let's see. Green Flame Blade attack.
Okay. Sounds good to me. .22 will hit.
Yeah. For 8 points of regular damage, and then 2 points of fire damage.
2 points.
And then a
That-
D4 for radiant.
And we
Yeah, what's that?
Another 2 points.
Another 2 points. So this blow here is devastating. It's just as devastating as the one that Nizari did, but with DOS brutality and force and that fire and that radiance. I don't know if there's any extras you want to add to what you do to her, but I mean, you've broken her. By the time the blow is over, you kind of like caved in half her face, and her shoulder looks a bit dislocated. Again, that mist coming off of her, letting you know the Fae is leaving.
And then as a bonus action, I would like to try to push her prone because I hit with an attack.
Oh, yes. So what's that? Is that a strength save? What is it? What I need to make? Check
DC 16 strength, yeah.
DC 16 strength. All right. Damn, rolling hot tonight. These dice. And typically not. She got a 16, so 17. So she does not go prone. They're just strong. Like, even though they realize they're going, for Lord Erebos, we will not bow. There is no death we cannot take, no suffering we cannot stand. At this moment, they try to strike back. The one fighting Doth will make. She kind of reaches out. And she tries to kind of touch you with an open hand. Doesn't work on the first one. 19 for 25. That will. She grabs a hold of you, Doth, doing 10, 14 necrotic. Not 14. 10 necrotic damage. And on that move, you can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. And other than that, yeah, she's done. And then you do the same thing. The other one is trying to do the same thing twice to actually Nizari and not Alcides. But both of those rolls are devastatingly low. So I think the highest one is going to be an 11, which I do not think hits Nizari. Nope, 16. Nope. All right. So both times striking out, she gets nothing.
Sorry, she's just dodging out of the way.
Yeah. And Calix, you're up for your save.
Same thing as last time. 11 plus 4, so 15.
So you are stabilized, right?
And he's just gonna cough up just a bit of the I almost said papaya. The pomegranate.
The pomegranate comes out his throat. Yeah.
I'm good, and he's gonna try and stand up and then just collapse. Just.
Alcides, you are up here.
Cool.
The tides are definitely turning, as you are all, kind of taking this moment back here.
Alrighty, so that'll be 18.
Yeah, definitely scoring.
And 23.
23 is the damage.
And that is including the bless.
Okay. 23 damage.
No, to hit.
Oh, to hit. Yeah. Hits.
I rolled both my attacks to hit, and then for damage.
That's terrifying that you would actually think that would be the damage.
Yeah, with you guys, once characters get level 7, I never played them past you guys in these builds. I'm always at a loss for what people can build.
So for damage, let's see, that'll be 11 plus 7, so that'll be 18 radiant.
Pretty close,
for one
right?
attack.
18.
and then 15 radiant for the other one.
How do you do it?
Slashy slash.
So it's just cutting her away. And she kind of like just thinks, you can't tell if it's a smile or a grimace. You can still hear her screaming through her teeth as she just evaporates and fades away.
You bitch. You're like a mole.
I forgot to add my strength modifier to the last damage of the last round.
That's still what I mean. Dead, still dead. I mean,
Very good.
I mean, that's still 7 straight damage.
Yep. So is that answer? I don't know if you're moving anywhere, do anything bonus wise or attacks have succeeded. I mean, you have no other, unless you're using your other attack to throw another javelin. I don't know if you have any other javelin. I mean, you already threw your spears, so it's already over there. Yeah. So
Yeah. I mean, I do have my second spear, but that was
Okay.
2 attacks to do that much damage.
got it. Yep. So then moving to Nazari.
See, so we still have 1 up, right?
1 up. Yep.
Okay. Ms. Dari's just gonna look over at Calix, and it's just to see that he's coughing and falls back down, and he's just gonna take a sigh and charge the last remaining thingamajig.
Okay. Little light feet running forward.
That is, I got an 11 to hit.
That will miss.
Yeah.
She kind of faints left
you have
as
the
you go
bless?
right. The bless.
Oh,
So if you roll a 4, that's a 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope. I rolled a 2.
all right.
Thanks, man.
Are you casting any, whatever those points are? Any monk shit on that, or
It's just a monkey.
You do-
At
doing
this
monk
point,
shit
I
or
would
not?
say, can I I can't just say, okay, yeah, I guess I'm gonna just, what was it called? Step of the wind, just to disengage. So
Okay.
noticing that I fucked up, and just to get back, so that I'll try charging again in a little bit.
Okay.
I'll just finish it off from right there.
Looks like Doth has a moment for this could be the finishing blow for sure. Depends if you can get a high enough damage. Doth, you're muted again. Sorry, man. I know it's on your turn. I gotta remind you.
Calyx, can you turn her into a specter?
Well, the fact that I'm sleeping, I'm
you were
taking a
awake.
good nap here. But
You're like,
no,
yeah, he's like, go and get it out. Like,
they're evil. Fuck no. I'm scared.
All right. In that case, I'll just do the same thing I did last time.
okay.
It's only humanoids I can do.
28.
28 hitting for sure. Devastating. Like that's showing that like she can't even like parry fast enough, or the strength's not there. It's kind of buckled through her defenses. Yeah, just kind of carving through her defenses at this point.
7 points of physical blunt damage, 7 points of fire damage, and then a d4 points of radiant damage, right?
Jeez.
Or 4 points.
All right.
Grand total of 18.
So as you and all that blows through her from that blow, the light emitting fire rolling off of her body, bludgeoning damage smashing into her jaw.
It's just like him hitting a bell, just boom.
And then trying to kick her over the ledge.
Do I still need to make the strength check?
Yeah.
She will go over. So she goes flying over the edge, smashing into the ground, and she just like, you can tell that she's still up, but she's prone. She kind of lifts up, almost like tapping. Just hand goes up and just lays down, just like not wanting anymore. So not dead, but definitely not wanting to fight. But on the verge of death for sure, What do you all? So breaking all that, breaking combat here for role play. What do you do?
So Nazari will walk up to Calix. And
unconscious, just lying back.
And if anything, Dotty's just like crawling away at this point. Like that's what she's going to be doing.
I'm going to, while I'm walking. Oh, you're still out?
No, I'm still unconscious. I'm stable.
Yeah, he's stable, but he hasn't been revived.
I'm going to walk up to Alcides and just look at Calix and be like, "You follow a returned?"
We do not follow him. We travel together.
I have
If
never...
you mean, if by follow you mean chase him around while he does dumb shit, yeah.
This is also true.
I don't understand.
I turned to the lamprey and just firebolt it.
That kills her. She screams in pain and burns from existence.
Nazari will just jump a little bit after that happens.
Is there anything that we can do to, I don't know, heal Calix, or is it just a short rest thing?
Pretty much
We
a
tried
short
this
rest.
a billion times.
Yeah, we don't got our hand of
So
healing.
we don't have any cure wounds. We have no heal. We have like no.
Yeah, I have
No,
cure
we
wounds, but I didn't
do.
think cure wounds would work on an undead.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting it just doesn't work on him because he is
normally
undead.
I'm pretty proactive.
It is
about
crippling
using my
in
Hexblade
this-
curse.
Yeah, when
Because
you go
that
down, you're in trouble.
Yeah, so because so like
throwing
yeah,
out
because-
my Hexblade curse. That's the thing that can bring me back, and like all you have to do is kill whatever I cursed, and then the health comes back. But that one, surprise, no time, done.
yeah.
So that's like I was like, okay, worst case scenario, throw in Hexblade's curse, and then
Yeah, I don't know if we can get you up before she gets away and like raises the alarm or does something else.
Yeah, good.
That's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, just
Yeah, the lamp is
Fading
pretty
in
good.
and out.
You mentioned there was a tablet.
Yes. So, let's see. As you walk over to the structure here, so he's resting. What you all see, let me describe this for you, is that this appears to be the construct or the way you set a course for the portal of Lathos, basically where the portal of Lathos will actually go. You all know that it needs to be directed towards Meletis, because that's where you would that's the easiest jump where you want to go back to. The magnifying glass of sorts, there's a magnifying glass over this tablet that looks down. Like when you look through what it is, what you see beyond the stars, instead of that mist, what you actually see is the world of Theros. You almost see it like a map in the sky, a world far away, slightly distorted, but it is there. And what I would say what you could use for this is to literally log into Legend Keeper or pull up the map of Theros so that you can see it. We're going to take a 5-minute break so you can get all that done. But what I'll say is you can see the map of Theros there. And what you know is that the tablet of Meletis contains these directions. In addition, under the tablet, there is a control panel. Remember I said they were pulling those levers? They're kind of like archaic versions of like soundboard levers that you move back and forth. I'm actually going to put a picture to give you some idea of kind of what they look like in the chat here.
Calix had a little bit of working them, right? Or like for the 2 seconds that before he was stabbed.
Yep. So what Calix would have saw is this control mechanism. I'm going to put it, that's a picture of kind of like how they look. And then
does this allow us to control the declination, rotation?
basically it like points this thing where it needs to go. But think of this as a bit of a puzzle. So you've got these levers, and then what you do is you have on this tablet, and the tablet, like there's tablets to a number of different places in Theros, but the one tablet that's labeled Meletis contains these directions. It says, and I'll put them in the chat as I read them off. 1, or the first direction, it doesn't matter that it's 1, but just the first direction is stay dry and do not venture into Meletis Bay, but from Meletis, visit Altrisos and breathe deeply the scent of the brine and the sea. From there, visit Oxus, bypass Thestia by crossing directly over Glaucian, and return home to Meletis. I know that's a lot, so you can read it over. That's number 1. So number 2 is this. Under that on the tablet reads, from Setessa, follow the setting sun towards Meletis. Turn right and seek the Titan stairs and fly like an eagle towards the Colosseum of Asphani. And last but not least, the third direction on the tablet is this one. Let the lions roar at Tethmos spur you on from the grasslands and across the mountains and through the woods to the orchard of the Skola Vale. Pause only a moment and seek the road to Meletis. So with that, I will load up the map of Theros. I can either share it or you guys can all just log into Legend Keeper, the entire map of Theros for you to look at. And this is what you guys have. And then you have a dial, this dial that with numbers, these 3 dials with numbers on it on a control panel. I'll let you guys to think about what that all means and how it works together. And I'll be kind of right back in a few minutes. Good stuff.
This thing seems overly complicated to use.
Yep. Stay dry.
Look at the map. Look at the map. Calculate the arc from the starting direction to the end direction on each one of those and see where they cross.
Oh man, I haven't done land navigation in a hot minute.
I haven't done land navigation ever.
Like, I know how to read a map and shoot an azimuth and all that, but these directions are very vague and don't really give me numbers to work with. Plus, right now I haven't looked at the map on Legend Keeper yet, just because I need a link to it real quick. Or maybe I have a save tab of it.
Okay. Okay.
Auto saved it for me.
So assuming the directions are the beginning and the ends of the coordinates on the sliders, go from 0 to 10, 0 being the start for the first one, end for the first one.
Let's see. Stay dry and do not venture into Melitus Bay. But from
So that would be,
Melitus,
you'll go, so that would be south to north, I guess.
We'll go to Altrissos. I forget how to say that. And then pretty much you make a triangle between Melitus, Altristos, and Oxus. And then turn right to see the Titan stairs.
I also I recommend pushing in on your map enough to where your locations on the map are not bunched up, right? Or they're not, so that they're decently spaced.
I'm still trying to find the map.
I can actually also do this. Let's see here.
Oh, okay.
So for example, here is
Okay.
it does help if you're in, because you could see your locations if you're in D&D Beyond. I mean, if you're in Legend Keeper, you can track what's actually there.
bypassing Bestia, crossing directly over to Velocity. Yeah, that makes a little triangle there.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense because Bestia isn't even. You wouldn't even need to bypass it to get there.
Yeah, that's the weird
Well, I
part.
feel like I think you might be going around it. Or,
Hold on, stay dry. Do not venture into Melitus Bay.
So from Altrius to
From
Oxyrus,
Melitus to Ostrios.
Gaussian.
And breathe deep the scent of brine and sea. From there, visit Oxus. So that's So then it's telling you to go around the cape to Oxus, bypass Thessa. So go down towards Thessa, pass it, and then go up to Glaucion, and then return to Melitus. Wow, that's weird. Was it like drawing some kind of?
wait, where's the Colosseum of Ephroni?
Lions roar at Tethmos, spur you on. From the grassland and across the mountains.
Wait, where's the Colosseum that's talking about?
From Satessa. Where's that to go?
Titan Stairs is at the end of the river, of the forked river.
Tessa. Sun sets in the west.
Mhm.
Cool. And then sun towards Melitus. Right and seek the Titan's stairs from north, and like eagle. Did y'all already say where the Coliseum was at?
I still can't find it on here. Sure.
Ooh.
Do we know what Coliseum that they're talking about for the Aphenite?
Can you give me insight check? Actually,
Not initiative. Insight. 10.
Actually, I should have said history, but yeah, that's
It would have been the same roll.
yeah, but the same roll. So I'll say history if anybody has history that's higher.
It's the same thing.
23.
Oh.
I rolled 23 for insight.
Give me a second here.
The good old Coliseum.
So for that one, it is. Give me a second to investigate that one, but what I'll share so far is that there is a strong correlation with following the locations on the map. Those may reveal the shapes needed to place the dials at the correct order.
Okay.
I'm still working on giving you some information on the.
You're good.
I'll have to stop sharing to do that.
I just need to know whether it's north, south, east, or west from the Titan stairs.
Yep.
Because if so, that goes left, up.
And that would be.
It seems like it would be north into Akros.
The first one is the third shape.
The Coliseum of Asphodite is, I believe it's in Asphodel.
Okay. I had a feeling because of the name, but
Yeah.
just want to make sure. But the first one should be the third shape.
What do you mean by that?
Third shape.
On
Are
the
there shapes
lever.
on the dial?
On the lever? Yeah. Should be.
Think of okay, here's what I'll say also with your role of like insight, investigation, that the picture of the lever is not as important as just giving you an idea of what it is. And even the shape, don't think too hard on those either. Focus on the numbers and the settings of those numbers.
So if If we move the slider up, does it move it in a particular direction?
It does not. Nothing will happen unless all 3 sliders are placed in kind of a final order, like a final numbered order, and then like, you know, and set. And once they're set, you'll either, then your coordinates would shift if correct. If not, you would probably be notified. You wouldn't know until you try that, but nothing moves. The structure doesn't move when you move the orders. They need to be set first.
Do we need to measure any distance on this map?
I don't think distances matter in THEROS.
I mean, because we're looking.
They're all arbitrary.
Hold on, let me go monkey brain for a second. I think
So for the Coliseum of Aslan, like you asked, that's in Asphodel.
Hold on, I know. I think we may be overthinking this dramatically.
Oh, probably.
Stay dry and do not venture to Melitus Bay. So that's one location. But from Melitus, visit THEROS. That's a second location. Breathe in the deep sun of the brine. From the sea, visit Oxus. Bypass the Thestia by crossing directly over to Glossia. And then to Melitus.
Okay, so the first one creates a triangle.
True, but it mentions 6 locations. Or it could be 3, giving that a triangle, and it's got 3 lines.
Right. THEROS, Oxus,
Then from
Melitus.
Here's one thing I will say, because it's kind of, this is partially throwing it off, and as I say this other look at it, it's not anything that's off, but it's more the way the map is drawn on Legend Keeper. So in that first statement, ignore Thestia in terms of like need to bypass it. Don't just remove Thestia altogether. You know, the need to bypass it, whether you bypass Thestia or not, and just think about the locations that you have before, and it works the same.
Okay, so the first one would be 3 on the dial.
So from Setessa to the Titan Stairs. Or no, actually it'd be 1 line, 2 line. Oh, I see. The second one is 4. Because like you literally draw 4.
Right.
From there. Because from Setessa going all the way left until you reach the Titan Stairs, boom, that makes like a left angle. And then it comes all the way down. So it'd make a triangle with 2 extra long loops, and that looks close enough to a 4 to me. So then starting from THEROS. I need a dry erase marker or something to draw on my laptop screen.
The first one's either 6 or 8. I think it's 6 though.
Hold on, I got a clear I used to use when I was DMing, so that way I didn't have to permanently mark up my maps.
So you're on the right track.
8.
Your time has counted down a little bit. You're about 5 turns left.
Until what?
Just
So
just the amount of time you're taking.
Wait, hold on. Does if like north of an hour has passed, then Calyx would be awake and helping. If not, he's just kind of dragging on the floor.
I don't think an hour has passed. I think
we've
been in real time since the end of the battle,
okay.
so it's only been maybe 10 minutes or something like that, right? Like,
right. So I'm gonna try and figure out this riddle, but I guess dead man tell no tales. So disregard what I said.
Unless the party's willing to wait till you wake up and push us to an hour and risk someone showing up. Do we want to do that? to get him.
I'm just gonna keep working on this. So, and if you guys wake me up, then
Yeah.
then I'm gonna
Yeah.
wake
So
up
so
immediately.
Calix, you can't contribute to this,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I hate to like put you out of it, but you at this
No, no,
point,
no, no,
unless
you're good. You're good. But I want to wake up with
Ah.
the answer and figure it out. Because I did get to look at it, so I could just be making sweet dreams of this.
So if I were
Yes, I would
navigating a tree,
say the first one is a 6. Going all the way west where the sunset would be, the furthest west you could go, and then going up to the Titan Stairs, then going down to the Coliseum. That is indeed a 4. Then let the lions roar from Tethmos. Oop, there's Tethmos.
I think I got it figured out.
Spur you on from the grasslands. Ugh, I need to zoom out a little bit.
it was Cartesian coordinates.
suddenly one of
X, Y, and
the
Z, right?
like a little contraption next to the like a speaking stone that kind of glows to life. Goes, ladies, have you hurry up? Have you set the course for Akros? We need to be putting the Erebos wants the beast to go out immediately. What's taking you so long?
One person who could do voices. Kid is not here.
Yeah. And continue. You can feel free to continue.
Can I send you what I think is the answer?
You can.
Trying to find out. There's a marker on the map for grasslands. That's why I'm getting confused right now.
So you're looking at the last portion that says from Tethmos. What are you thinking?
I just think I know where the grasslands are at on the map, directly labeled. That's just that thing to the north of Tethmos. But that's the Sun Mirror Swamp. There's Mount Gray. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of map markers to.
Yeah, certain parts of the writing are a little like aloof, where they try to like they might describe something that's in a place, so they might be referencing a place but describing something that is there. So like you kind of have to like think around that or ask or insight check around it. So I think with this one though, for the most part.
Oh, Oscaros would be the grasslands. Cool, thank you.
Yep, from the grass, because that's Oreskos. Yep, so you're in, because Tethmos is the capital of Tethmos, and from those grasslands you cut across the mountains through the woods. The woods would be Satessa, right? To the or the woods, actually the woods to Orchard of Skull of Vale. Pause only for a moment before taking the road to Melitus. So yeah, so it's actually sorry, not Satessa, but cutting towards Skull of Vale and then back to Melitus. So from Tethmos.
Malcolm, am I right or no?
You are correct.
All right, I gotta zoom out again.
I'm just gonna mute myself for obvious reasons.
Gosh, every time I readjust the map, I gotta redraw my lines.
Ladies, if you don't respond, I'm going to come down there and slap the shit out of you. Get those coordinates right.
Mom, I just want 5 more minutes, please.
313 is my guess.
I'll go with 643.
643. Final answer. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say that you guys, the time marches on as you find yourself fiddling with this contraption. You try to ignore because you know that no one's really willing to, I guess, dive into that voice. So you're just trying to get it to work before before you need to proceed. You are approaching the last minute of an hour, and at that moment, the staircase through the room currently going up to the next tower, you see a figure starting to float down. She's coming down a old haggish looking woman with a hood over her head, and these like strange like beads wrapped over her eyes, kind of blackish ichor in her mouth, her skin grayed. And as she's floating down the stairs, down is walking with her this flaming, like small, like small sized dog, kind of like a hellhound, with moments to react. What do you do?
I still on the floor.
Well, yeah, you stay on the floor, Calix. I mean,
I don't think I have that many options here, but
yeah.
Is there any way I can help him with a medicine check or anything? Well, he needs hit points, right?
He needs hit points.
I need hit points. I'll be fine. I'm good.
All right.
Can he accept potions?
Potions won't
You
work,
can't drink a
right?
potion for me.
I mean, somebody could definitely feed him a potion. If you've had a potion all this time, you could have fed him a potion. But yeah, do you have one? Is the thing.
I don't have one. I would have given it to him a while ago.
Yeah, I got a potion of healing.
Oh, you had a potion all this time?
Well, we didn't know it would work on an undead.
Oh, no. Potion. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting he's undead. The potion of healing would not work.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alright.
So literally, he's coming up on a minute. Sorry, I keep taking myself out of that and thinking about
Otherwise, I would have healed him by now.
Very easy to do that. Yeah, I would never. So this hag is approaching. I don't know if you're hiding or you're confronting her. You tell me, as you haven't really figured out this. You haven't been lucky enough. Imagine there are stairs leading into the room, across the room on the other side, not to the platform. And so she's kind of like standing. Imagine there's an archway or a doorway there that she's just come into, or starting to come into. How will you guys proceed? I'll give you a moment to reposition yourself or tell me what you're doing.
All right. Well, I mean, Alcides is trying to figure out the levers, right?
Probably not the best idea.
What?
Is that probably not the best idea for LC's?
So when Alcides put in his numbers he put in, it's like like they just didn't work. They haven't been working. And
Okay.
she's now approaching. Fast forward, she's walking in the room.
All right. I'm gonna take a look at I'll take a look at it and I'll see if I can give it a go.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, my entire Zoom call is frozen right now. I can hear her, but I can't.
Oh,
nothing.
sorry. So she sees you. No one tried to hide. You are not the twins. I should have known. You will be sent far away from here for playing games with THEROS. Roll initiative.
Do I also roll initiative?
You will, in case you get up during this battle.
You just gotta hold them off for 1 minute with Calix.
Here it is.
19.
So close. If Calix would have went down in that last battle, this would be a different situation. Nazar. So I got 19 for Alcides. Nazari, what do you got?
I got 10.
10. All right. At least there's only 2 assailants at this moment. This. Alex, what'd you get? Even though you're
8.
down. 8. Okay. Nazari got 10. Okay.
Before we go to combat, I'm going to enter 843.
Still does not work.
Damn.
And at this point, the machine just kind of like shuts down after the second try. She like her with these. You can't even see her eyes. She just like, kind of like rolling with anger. She just starts like speaking in some other language. Alcides, you are up. She's quite far away. I mean, considering unless you could leap literally 50 feet to the other side of the room, you don't have any direct way to get to her other than going down and ascending the staircase that she's on. She's, but it is your turn.
Let me quickly read what Peerless Athlete does, because that does give me some good hops.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be ending divinity. Doo-doo-doo. Distance of a long and high jump increased by 10 feet. So, but it still costs distance as normal, and I can only move 40.
Yeah, so I don't think you'd make it.
Very well. Yeah, just run as close as I can, 40 feet, and
Okay. So 40.
yeah, I still can't see the board for me. It says my network bandwidth is low.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll just tell you, you're running 40. You would have to. She's on the other side of the room, so like you're on the same platform in the same room, and she's probably another 50 feet from the edge of that platform that you just ran 30 feet. You still got another 10 feet, so you could like jump off down to the ground. You'd be trying to stick a 20-foot fall to continue after her on your next turn. You could try to leap and dash it. It's still either way, you're not going to get to it. I don't see how. But right now, I have you at the edge of that platform, overlooking her, still being like 50 feet away from you.
Like I said, like on my end, Zoom is frozen.
You're welcome to,
so
if you want to log out and try to log back in, you can do that as well. And I'll just let you back in when you try to log back in. So I would just probably leave, drop, come back in. All right. I know battle's gonna be a long time. I'm trying to make this like short and sweet. We won't go like super long with this, but I still want to see how this plays out. So we're gonna probably go. I would say we're at 9:25, so we'll go like another 15-20 minutes to see if we can bring this to some kind of close. If not, I will leave us on a cliffhanger if I have to. But Doth. Firebolt towards her. Yep. Go ahead and give me that attack. As the firebolt goes off,
21 to hit.
21 will definitely hit as your flame streaks across the room, smashing into the old hag. Go ahead and give me damage.
9.
So what you'll notice is as your firebolt hits her, it does hit. She does take damage, but you see at the last second, she kind of like flings her hand up, kind of blocking some of the fire so that it's almost a glancing blow, so that she's kind of absorbed or knocked some of it away. Anything else, Doth, from your position? You're still here on the platform.
Move to take cover from our line of sight.
Yep, you're actually perfect because you're behind the structure under this thing here, so that gives you a good amount of cover for sure.
Cool.
What I'll also take from you, Doth, can you give me a perception check?
next.
Ooh, okay. So
Oh, sorry, 9.
9. Okay, that's still not what I was looking for. So continuing on, he's flung his firebolt. She will. Let's see. Alcides, are you back in there? How things looking for you? Can you hear us and see everything okay? I don't know if he's there or not.
Yep, I can
Okay.
stuff now. I'm
Try closing out a legend keeper.
Yeah, no, just reopening Zoom did it for me. But I'll just.
So she flings her hands towards Alcides, and yeah, D&D Beyond has not been working at all. So
I'll just say I took the dodge action for my action.
22 to hit. So she flings her hand out. It's like speaking, and you start to feel yourself kind of weakening as she's like her ray of enfeeblement hits Alcides.
What does the dodge action do?
If you spend a dodge action, you get advantage on saving throws.
And everything has disadvantage to hit you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is disadvantaged. Everything is disadvantaged to hit you. That's really what it is. So yeah, did you take is that what you did on your turn instead of move you to? That means you'd have to roll that again. So fair enough. The range attack would have to go off again. And your ray of enfeeblement does glance off and not land. She kind of like shrugs angrily, then sends her hellhound rushing down the stairs. 30. It dashes. So it's like leaping up, and it's it's like halfway up. It's gonna be like, it's like kind of like getting up on the side. It will come up on its next turn. So it's trying to gain higher ground to get to this group. But it has not made it. And then we move to Nazari.
Oh man, I was hoping to have some kind of guess on the levers at this point.
Oh, I meant to ask perception check from Nazari, and I asked one for Doth already, but Alcides, can you give me a perception check as well?
14 plus 1, so 15.
So she's like, also, as she's starting to get angry that didn't work, and she's like, pans go out. She goes, Lord Aterbos, hear my cry, and like all that like gray mist starts to part, and out behind, like through the windows, you can kind of see this like blood red moon. You got a 15. Alcides, what you do see as her hands go up, opening her cloak, you see a bunch of like on a strap, like on a leather pouch around her chest, a bunch of like potions.
I got a 21 from my test.
Okay. 21. And like potions and scrolls, like like you can see like she has like scrolls that she can like pull out at any given notice. So those, and you got a 21. So you notice the same thing. We're still on Nazari. So what do you do?
I mean, have we tried 4, 5, 7 on the thing yet? No? Have we? No? All right, can I try that?
The machine has shut down. It's not.
Oh, it has, huh? Damn. Sorry, I missed that. All right.
Yeah. And I'm doing that because I said that earlier, but it's actually saving you wasting this action.
Yeah.
on doing that.
I appreciate that. Man.
Don't waste it. Don't waste it.
So, okay, can you show me where you think I would see any shadows that I can move around or anything?
She's standing at the doorway. There is, I'm just gonna say there's a 50% chance there's a shadow where she is. So give me a D100. You get 50 and up, you got a shadow to. Now I don't know. Yeah, you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So yeah, 60 feet would put you right there.
That's 35.
Okay. So she's kind of standing in that doorway, kind of with the moonlight cascading over her. So you can use any shadow. You can use her shadows.
I can't, because the only reason way I can use a medium-sized creature's shadow is if I'm small.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense. That's why, because I was like, I could argue that she has a shadow, but other than that, she's not standing next to any shadows. I would have been doing
it the whole time then.
Yeah, I know. So that's kind of like, yeah. So we're gonna say no, not on this turn. You haven't found her. She hasn't moved to a shadow. So she's just standing aloof, and you get the feeling it makes sense. She doesn't want to close any distance with you all. She's trying to, and she's floating a bit too, right? She's kind of like levitating.
Yeah. So then I will do let's see. I will cast. Yeah, I'm not in there everybody. All right, I'm gonna walk a little, so I'm a little farther away from everybody else. I'm gonna cast darkness on.
And I'm gonna say for the sake of this, if there's a way, you're half a minute from Calyx, so you're 5 turns from Calyx waking up. It's still way too long. It's as far as I could rule it, but that's it.
If I wake up though, do I get my spell slots back?
I don't think so, Calyx. You're not resting. You're not. Does it? Okay, when you are stabilized, right? So yes, you do, because you're taking a long rest. All right, yeah.
I'll take a short rest.
You're taking a short rest. That's what I mean. All right, Nazari, yeah.
All right. So then I'm gonna cast darkness on a dagger that I have on me right now.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to stay put.
All right, staying put, hunkering down. As you do that, that leads. The Hound has gone. Nazari has gone. Calyx is just resting. 1 turn down. Alcides, you're up. We'll try to keep moving fast.
I'm gonna plunge my spear down the side to try stab the thing that's climbing up.
Yep. The Hellhound.
It'll be 15 for the first hit.
No hit. Just hit. As he tries to move and you catch it on the shoulder blade. Digging in deep.
Nice. And then on the second hit, that'll be 21.
Hits.
And that's my spear, so that's only a d6. Awesome. Double ones on the 2d6s. That'll be 12 total.
12 is enough for him to take a lot of damage. Can you give me a strength check?
Check or save?
Not a save. Yeah, just a check. This is actually a beneficial thing for you. There's a chance that it falls off the wall.
That'll be 18.
Okay, he actually rolled pretty good, so he's got a 21. So it doesn't the thing doesn't let go, but there was an opportunity for it to fall, right? So you got 12 damage, just stabbing it and stabbing it. Doth is up.
How far away is this go?
So I have where she's standing is about 50. I'm trying to keep it on camera across from here. So from you, it's about 80 feet from Doth.
Okay, then firebolt again.
Firebolt again. All right, that's whatever works, and it's been working.
Wait, Doth, are you in the darkness?
22.
He has a cover. Hits her, damage. Her clawed hands are trying to deflect the fire.
10 points.
10 points. She takes another 5. She's trying to fight against it. Anything else, Doth? Movement otherwise? No. The Hound spews a cone of fire, which is just going to be Alcides. Alcides, give me a dex save.
22.
Nice. You will pass. You only take half, so 3d6. That's a 1, 6, 7, 11 fire damage. And that's 11 because that's halved. It would have been 6. It would have been 6 fire damage. So that's 11 total. I only rolled 3 dice. And as it blows that flame out, and then the hag will angrily cast the sickish green like energy lashes out, and she's gonna put it towards Alcides. She'll make another ranged attack. 19 plus 6.
That's gonna hit.
Yeah. So 2d8. So 8. He takes 8 poison damage, and as he starts to feel like sick, give me a Constitution save.
That'll be 16 plus 6, so 22.
He fights against it, so he's not poisoned. But he does take that damage, not poisoned. It's like so strong. You smell Helliot all over you. And then that's all she can do for this turn. Nizari, you're up.
Right. I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
Guiding Bolt. Guiding Bolt is a fantastic choice.
I rolled a 10.
It's not gonna hit her. So, for the sake of I'm roller cooling this here, for the sake of time and for the sake of rounds, Calyx, give me a con save. And actually, I'm gonna roll out what you need to be. Give me a con save.
9.
Oh man.
Calyx is down for it. So you open your eyes, you're like, and you kind of like
Yes,
like getting up. And he's like, no, not yet. You go back down. We're back at the top. Alcides.
Alrighty. 2 stabby stabs at the wolf or dog, hellhound.
Yep.
20 and a 19.
Those both will hit.
Ugh. Do I expend a spell slot? Yes. Yes, I do. So for the not 20, I'm going to Divine Smite that.
Okay.
At 2nd level, because that's the only spell slots I got. So that'll be. Is that 3d8? Yeah, 3d8, and then is it a. What's the list? I hate doing all this on my phone.
There's been a lot of manual adding tonight for me as well, so I get it.
Is it an undead or fiend?
It is a fiend.
Cool, so it takes an extra d8. That'll be 48 radiant. Where's my last d8? There it is. So for the first attack, 15, 16, 17. That'll be 17 radiant.
Whew. Beautiful.
And 10 piercing.
Oh wow. It's gonna make or break this. How do you do it?
Yeah, just stabbing it and it explodes with some good old Heliod light. The hag was right.
Ooh. Pieces go flying everywhere and they like hit the ground like charred pieces of dog, and they kind of burn and smoke and smell of sulfur as they evaporate.
And then
Amazing moment there. Paladin moment for sure. Are you moving?
then
or
I have a
anything?
25 to hit if I want to throw my spear.
Oh, so you're throwing at her? Yeah, then that's gonna
Yep.
hit.
That'll be for 10 piercing.
10 piercing. she catches your spear and it nicks her. It like she grabs, like she doesn't grab it. She puts her hand out and it stops, but it nicks her face. What was the damage on it?
10.
10. So she takes.
What? She's like some monk wizard hybrid. That would have been a 25 to hit.
That's more of a gash to the face.
Yes, basically what I'm narrating is her resistance, her ability to resist many of these attacks. She has a lot of high resistance.
Then I'm gonna jump down for my movement.
All right. That's a pretty fall. It's a 20-foot fall to drop down. So just give me a dex. You can give me. You're doing it on purpose, so it's not a dex save. It's an acrobatics check. Or you can give me an athletics check. I'll give you either one if you're just going to try to stick the landing on athletics.
Yeah, athletics.
For athletics, it's going to be DC 16.
That'll be 11.
So you hit the ground and you're like, God damn it! Like you don't like you just feel like the rush through your knees, the shock.
I got 11, so
11. So you would have taken
superhero landing. Oh, that's bad.
five kind of bludgeoning damage, just the shock rushing through your body as you land there. But no problem. And then are you moving anymore? You have any movement?
I think he's gonna take a breather after
that.
Like,
jump down.
Like, why are you still in the pose? I think I shattered my kneecaps.
Alex can go yell out, "That's gotta hurt."
He floats over a bit, and actually, let me make a check to make sure her concentration stays up. Okay, she's good. Floating, and she will cast.
Doesn't she need a bunch of those?
She what?
Oh, she took damage like 3 times.
3 times? 3 times a fair enough? Yep. 19 on that one before adding any modifiers, and 11 on that one before adding any modifiers. So I think she's gonna be good. And she hasn't taken any major damage, which means there wouldn't be any lower than a 10. So, so fair enough. She moves over. Lightning bolts across where she wants to hit. Straight across, she wants to hit Alcides and Goff as she like. So give me dex saves, Alcides and Goff, and it's gonna be a dex save.
30-20.
That's gonna pass. You only take half of that. Geez, rolling these without D&D Beyond is a nightmare. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with the average for the second time.
I always wonder why most people do a roll like all the dice. I'm like, you gotta count all that up. Just use the average.
Use the average. What's actually funny is for lightning bolt, it doesn't give an average.
Really? Well, the average for lightning bolt, that's 86.
86.
So
I'm at 12.
407, so 28.
I might as well keep going. I'm at 12, so I'm probably rolling a little bit lower. So yeah, I got 28. So that is the average. So what did Doth get?
Got an 11. Do
11?
I get any bonuses for cover?
The way lightning bolt works, it kind of just crashes down. Because cover would give you, I'll give you advantage to your save, so you get to roll one more time. That's what I'll give you. Because she's not doing a ranged attack, so.
Well, I'm just wondering if she's got line of sight, if she's hitting Alcides and me. I'm in between a platform, a telescope.
So to dex
Applause.
save, she gets a +2 to AC, or she gets the +2 to AC and dex saves.
So he gets the +2 to AC and dex saves?
Yeah, or so to AC, so whatever he would get to AC, he also gets for dex saves, or for dex. saves.
Okay, so +2. Oh yeah. So that means you would have got a +4 because you're heavily obscured. That's what it would be. Because it's +2 for medium cover, for heavily obscured it's +4. So yeah,
I guess then I'll arcane deflect to bring it up.
You got to remember, she's got line of sight as long. Because remember, you've been cast from that same position. You've been casting firebolt, which means that she should still be able to see you just with cover.
No, I mean like the lightning bolt goes out in a line though.
It goes in a line, and it's so at 5 feet wide. If I place it here and run it across, if I had a line, I should be able to run it by you. Meaning that it's not like I just need to be able to. I can see you because you can see me because you're shooting the firebolt. So it's wide. It's a whole 5 foot. So it would if it touches your miniature, you make the save. Yeah. Yeah. So what you get on that second one?
Oh, I didn't roll the second one. But,
you get another roll. So yeah. So it's either 14 or 28. So if you pass this one, you'll get the 14 damage. So I'll see these 14 and 14 lightning. She's done. 20. So you take 14 as you're stepping behind the machine. All these arcanic boom, 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 sparks are going off. At this moment here, Nazari.
Okay.
And Callus, give me a con save.
Where? I can't see her in the.
Yeah, she's it's hard to. Yeah, she's but she's over. She moved. Yeah. Just remember, she's just at the edge. She's just she's not gonna be like most of the monsters that are always rushing in. She's trying to stay fucking away.
I know, which is
Is she over the abyss though? So if we can fuck up her flying, she's just plummeting to her death.
She's inside the room. I know, I can't build the entire structure. But just imagine if these walls went up, right? There would be windows that, maybe she could fly through, but she's not just floating over the abyss. She's just floating around this circular observatory style room. And in the backdrop, through the windows, is this beautiful blood red moon,
All right.
So she's that little spot. Ohan, there.
I see it. I see the blurry little thing. I tell you.
There you go. See that? See, that's her.
Yeah. Would guidance help Calyx?
I already rolled.
What'd you roll?
21.
He's good.
Okay, so you're fine.
If you got any healing, I'm pretty hurt.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I don't have any more spell slots though, because the guidance is at will. Otherwise, I would have done that. Okay, can I reach him? You fell all the way down, huh?
Do you want to jump down? You can jump down there. You can run over and jump down. You're a monk.
Can I
you should be able to
down there? Is there a shadow I can teleport down there through?
I imagine there's a shadow against the base, so yes.
Okay. So
I imagine you won't, but I will say you have to move to know there's a shadow. You move over, right? Because you got to be able to see the shadow, and then you teleport down. So you don't. Yep.
Okay.
So you're now down at the bottom.
Can I do a medicine check on him?
He needs health. He's up. Medicine won't do anything while they're up.
All right. Yeah, there's nothing I can do then.
Yeah,
so,
you just stay back up there.
Now there are potions on her person, and scrolls.
Yeah.
It just means she has a treasure trove of shit on her.
That means the next room is gonna be a fucking gauntlet. This is there's a save point and a shitload of healing items.
I'm gonna hold my action. I can't think of anything to do.
Okay. You save your action. Stay above. As you do this, I'll allow you to, just because it's boring as shit to be sitting around not being in a fight. Calyx, you wake up, enough time has gone by. You burst to life, and what do?
I'm screaming just after being stabbed. And just pull the bow and just look for who do I shoot?
And I'm like,
Doth is standing there to give you answers as well as Nazari.
I'm like, that one, her.
And points.
Kill, hex, kill.
Whenever I think of this moment when everybody says they like just come back to life and they just like immediately grab a bow, there's a scene in Mission Impossible 3 where Tom Cruise is dead and his wife is like trying to get him to come back to life and she's doing CPR. And he like, when he died, he had like, he was trying to catch the gun. So he comes back and he comes back in the same motion, grabbing the, like sweeping up the gun and like going for the shot that he was going to take before, but there's nobody there. So it's kind of like his brain like goes back to that moment. It's kind of, it always makes me think of that moment in that movie.
Just trying to figure like reassessing the situation, pointing out, using my finger, casting hex, and then gonna she's within 90 feet, right?
She's definitely, yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right.
She's right about 80, so yeah, actually she's pretty close. You just got her.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, gonna attack twice with the bow. It's gonna be 18 for the first hit.
All right, that's gonna hit.
And then 21 for the second hit.
Is your bow magical?
Yes. So that's gonna be plus 12. I'm just gonna give you the total damage, unless they've.
Why does that say longsword damage?
Because everything that's a D8, I just
right. You just keep it as a D8. Yeah, got it. It's crossbow. It's arrow damage. Got it.
So that's gonna be 8 plus 9, so 17 plus 12. So that's gonna be 29 damage.
Jeez.
Just
a fucking rogue.
What?
I said, what are you, a rogue? Like,
hey, that's my next multi-class. Once we get level 9, rogue.
So she gets hit and she spins around, holds herself there. She will need to make a.
They're both gonna be DC 10.
DC. Okay, she got 13 on her. She got 16. So she's and then she gotta make another one. That one's cocked. 18 on that one plus 6. So yeah. Sorry, not 6. Plus 3, not plus 6. But that would still be. Yep. All right. So what I'll say here, last turn of the game here. This is more so a chance to also not only take an action, do your turn, but add some extra flavor or flair on it, like whatever you see like being kind of like how you want to send off your moment. Here and now. With Alcides, you're up.
So I was gonna charge forward 40 feet, and I know that's not enough to reach her.
Yep, but you're on the stairs.
Yeah, action. Spend the rest of my lay on hands.
Okay, awesome.
To heal myself up 15, and then bonus action, make a sleight of hand check to down the potion I got.
Nice. Sorry. Bam. So he's rushing towards her.
That'll be 16 for the sleight of hand check.
16. Oh yeah, so you drink all of it. You get the full benefits of said potion.
Another 10 hit points. And yeah, that's that. That's action, bonus action, and movement.
All right. So Alcides is kind of running up those stairs, chugging that potion, feeling revitalized, readying his weapon. He knows she's far away, but he knows once he gets within striking distance, he can destroy this witch, right? Doth she just tried to destroy him with a lightning bolt. He was able to kind of stand out of the way, block some of it. What does he do?
Cure Wounds 3rd level.
All right. Doth digs down deep, uses that magic to fortify, pushing 17. Nice. Pushing 17 points of healing back into his body. Sticking your ground, staying where you're at, Doth. Okay. she will.
Actually, if I go down the stairs over there, will I have full cover?
You have full cover.
Yeah, I'll go over there.
Oh,
So you'll be like right here. Okay. So it goes and grabs cover there. She spends her turn
power kill.
Great time, Matt.
So she's gonna spend turn. She just starts praying to Erebos, even though she's within the same plane. A god is another level, so she's pretty much spending her turn. She's casting contact other plane, to try to ask Erebos for help or answers here of why he doesn't know that this group is here. Like, you know, like fucking shit up.
An ant does not care about a boot.
And so she must make a DC and 15 intelligence check.
Damn.
She got the 15 before she even adds her modifier, which it will go through, or she would have taken a shit ton of damage. She goes, Lord, why? Come, answer my prayer. They're here. They are here. With that, we'll end on, if I'm not mistaken, Nazari. You're up. As she's praying to Erebos.
Oh, my dagger.
Are you throwing that dagger, or are you
Throwing the dagger. I can't reach her any other way.
Yeah.
Unless there's some kind of shadow around her that I can teleport to.
There's my shadow.
If the DM allows it, I guess.
What do you want to do?
Oh,
No, actually, here's what I'll give you. Last turn of the game, I'm gonna make this roll. There, she's moved a bit, so there's a shadow along the wall, right next to like the window. That, provided you can 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,
yeah,
you could get there.
can get there. All right, then I'm just gonna go in for one of my ninja skills, my monk shit.
All right. Monk moment here as you push in. And
18 to hit. 18 to hit.
Does hit.
All right, let me get the other two in. I'm gonna do flurry of blows. 15. Oh, good. 22 is the next one to hit.
Okay.
And then the next one after that is another 21 to hit.
Whew.
So I got all three.
Whack, whack, whack.
11. Whoa. 11. 31 damage.
Whew. Beautiful amount of damage. Wow. Tell me as you're like, it's not a kill shot, but just how you're breaking her down with these like.
Well, so I'm picturing that
she's old and like she's fragile, but you're in like too close for her magic to kind of like block it.
Yeah, is she up against or near a wall?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so I ran up the stairs, and then I would picture that I'd put my foot up, I would just run up the wall, but my hooves are going just a little bit into the wall as my shadows touch it, you know? And then as I come up behind her, run up behind her, flip back, and all three blows as I spin around or around her.
Beautiful.
Spin kick.
Spin kick with my short sword, hook fist, and then like maybe even one with a noggin, with one of my horns. Nah, just hook fist knife.
Beautiful. So she just looks wrecked, face all like messed up. And she goes,
and my dagger had darkness on it, so she probably didn't even see it coming.
He didn't answer. And she's like face full of like black, the blood coming out, like the stuff coming out of her mouth, the black ichor coming out of her nose. And suddenly that rolling of thunder across the sky, through those windows, you hear this kind of like steps, and from outside that blood red moon, instead like almost breaking through it as though it was like a virtual veil, it reshapes, and he goes, "Knuckle Bones, I am here. I am not concerned, but you call, and therefore I answer." And before you is like looking down until almost like you guys are in a playset. Erebos has arrived, and as he stares down on you all through those little windows, the lash, he starts to bring his one of his arms up, and you hear him kind of like you hear like a shift of the wind, and all of the world kind of feels like it almost moves with it. The whole structure feels like it shudders, and you can hear that crack that rolls across the thunder from the whip itself. How do you respond to be in the presence of the god? First of all, can I have a wisdom save from all of you? If you have inspiration.
Do I get a turn?
Oh, well, did I just pass you?
Yeah.
I'm an asshole. I apologize for that.
No, it's all good.
As
This is happening, still take your turn.
Oh,
Knucklebones is still alive. If you want to attack Erebos, you can too, or if you want to do something.
I kind of want to do it. I kind of want to do it after all this.
Okay, yeah, maybe, yeah. Do what you do.
21 for the wisdom save.
Okay, so that just means you're not just in complete shock in the presence. So you're able to overcome that fear, kind of like that dragon type fear, if you ever to meet something so powerful, and be able to stand in the face of the god, right? You've met a god yourself. How about you, Doth? Nazari, Alcides, how are you? All of you have been like playing this game of gods for a long time here. So you're not new to this.
Zari is going to look over at Calyx, and he's going to unclick his belt of return to masks. He's just going to throw it across, and he's going to spit towards Erebos.
Yeah, there's no combat rounds here. I'm asking, other than Calyx, what are you doing? You have yours, but what's everyone else kind of doing in this moment? And what did you get for that? Doth, what'd you get for your save?
19.
I got a 22.
22? So you're good? I think everyone's good. I don't think anybody got...
I got a 12.
Okay. So I think, Nazari, I'm going to keep... You said what you said. You did what you did. But you know deep down you're kind of terrified. You're frightened.
My tail is down.
Cal's gonna go up and be like, "This is what I think of you, petty fucking servant," and take 2 shots at the hag.
At the hag. Okay, make your shots.
Just eyeing Erebos. 19 and so both hit.
Both hit.
$24 damage.
Both land close to her throat as she's choking, and she's looking up to like Erebos to like do something. As he is not even paying attention, he's just looking at the group. She's barely alive. And so just if there's anything you have, like, is there anything anybody is itching to say or to do? If right now it's just his presence. So far, no one is like terrified, who can't really do anything or kind of, other than Nazari, who did throw those masks in front of him and kind of spit, but now he's like, oh shit, am I about to die because I just did that? Now, in an interesting way, I'm surprised you did that, Nazari, because in a weird way, you work with THEROS, which I thought you might be more in line with Erebos in his ways, as you hate returned, and Erebos does. I mean, and Erebos does too.
Yeah, but it just Calix kind of blew his mind a little bit.
Okay.
And so it's because so basically Nazari is always seen Return as cattle in a way, like intelligent and anything like that. So the fact that he's been fighting next to Return the whole time, and that his goals are with something good, I would say, to save a bunch of people from coming into the afterlife. So like you were saying, is like he's a returned, but he's doing something good that's going to bring balance to death in the world. So in his mind, he needs to get this cure to the world to help with the balance, and that way it doesn't throw things off.
Do you know about the cure? I'm pretty sure that at least my character has made sure to say absolutely nothing about it.
Really? I thought I've heard you guys have talked about it around Nazari.
I thought you guys shared it, but maybe you didn't. Yeah, like
Alex
I can't assume.
in by now, though. He likes Nazari, but like, so.
Okay, fine. Well, either way,
Not to be too paranoid.
yeah. Well, I'll just stick with that. Nazari was just enthralled with like how strong and how like just how capable Calix was. And so he just right now he's kind of on this path, and he's been thinking about going out of the afterlife, going back into the normal world. So he's leaving behind his gold masks of hunting, return, and he's going to continue. And then he's really looking forward to going into the real world with his clay masks to help with burials and worship THEROS in a different way, and look for his coins and give people coins and make sure that they're good and they're ready for him.
And so Erebos reaches out, and he doesn't even put his hand inside the structure, but Knucklebones, the hag, she floats out towards him, and he grabs her like a figure, like a miniature, and brings her towards him, and he so slightly pulls the two arrows out of her throat and watches her like bleed out and watches her die, and then just kind of like crumples her into his hands, and then throws his hand out, and there's kind of nothing. Then the entire structure shudders as like you feel like as this like whip is wrapping around the structure, and you with the other hand you can see that he's kind of like has leverage as he's pulling, and the tower begins to like shift and begins to like start to collapse. He could easily bring down the portal of like the structure that controls the portal of Lathos. He goes, "Why is it you defy me? Why is my brother so appealing to you mortals? Can someone answer this question?"
Because you're a fucking asshole, that's what. And Cal's gonna walk over to the thing and put in the correct code, 847.
And as he's pulling on the structure, the code, what was the code?
847.
847. As he's putting it in, it is correcting itself for Mellitus. And as it locks into place, you guys can hear the like of the Porthos lighting of the structure lighting up. But you can tell that Erebos is not happy about that, and as he starts to kind of pull, the entire structure starts to crumble, and you realize that the portal 100 feet up is beginning to light up. It's not the controls are set, but you've got to get there as he's pulling this structure down, and as you all begin to like have to, because it sounds like at this point there's no talking to Erebos or whatever he's doing. you begin to rush towards leaving this as this pillar, this tower.
I'll say something.
Yes,
But,
please, Doc.
The goal of life is mutual cooperation of energy to distribute itself through all of existence and to act in accordance with good, which replicates a beneficial increase in the competency of the pattern.
And what is he seeking to? Because I like that he's sharing that this is just all balance. I think Erebos understands it's all balance, but I think is Doth seeking to get past the haughtiness, the idea that Erebos still hates his brother so much that he's willing to destroy those who are helping him, for the sake of throwing off that balance. What do you want him? You're seeking him to stop what he's doing by sharing this with him?
No, actually, I'm just explaining Doth's philosophy on.
Yeah.
life.
Okay. Got it. I usually know that Doth is doing that, but I also know D&D wise, I'm wondering what Rick might want from Doth in doing that moment.
No, yes, he asked me what my goal in life was. So.
Got it. And he's like, and he realizes that Doth is a different breed, and Doth feels like he's acknowledging that, but then there's a moment, I guess when Doth says that, there's a moment where the structure where his pulling stops and everything just almost like if you were to see he's in the background, he's part of the atmosphere, the landscape, and he just stops to kind of ponder, maybe giving you more time to act, more time to do. If that's it and you guys are heading to the portal, then we watch you all clamoring and heading for it. And as you're climbing that staircase, those silhouettes running across that staircase with literally Elliot across as the backdrop. We'll watch you guys getting so close as that bright light is building on the portal of Lathos to head back to Melitus with the vials in hand. And the light getting brighter and brighter and brighter as you get closer and closer and closer until it develops all of our mind screen, and we'll end our game there tonight. Okay.
And before we go through the portal, Calyx shout out. This is the final part of his plan, of Phoenix's plan, and dip through the portal.
I don't know if you got to the portal yet, but that's where we.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep, we'll end where you're getting close to the portal. We may pick up with you having to figure out how to make some checks for that portal, but we may pick up and you've already made it through the portal on our next session. But good stuff there. Definitely crazy shenanigans on figuring out the puzzle. It was 847. Yeah, I know that sometimes people see it as a 6, but the first number is like an hourglass. It's an 8, and then it's a 4, and then it's a 7. If you're looking on the map, it looks like a weird little check, but it's still a
Yeah.
So you guys did get that. They were close. They were good, and so good stuff. It
was a really fun game. Even though I was unconscious for most of it, but
I know that was rough. But it is
okay.
That was one of the few times where your shenanigans just did not play the way it normally does. Yeah.
Well, you gotta think about it. Single-handedly took care of the Cerberus.
Yeah, it was just a matter of.
So I was in my head, I'm kind of really pushing it here.
You were pushing that luck. Yeah.
There was part of me that was if this works, that'd be amazing. But I'm not too mad if it really completely backfires.
Yeah.
And that was the whole plan with the Cerberus too.
You guys role played your way out of some really tough scenarios, which was really awesome.
Were you expecting the solution for the rock?
The rock, you would have killed the Cerberus and fed part of the Cerberus to the rock as an offering. The rock would have come and picked it up and left with it. But since you had not killed the monster, and here's the thing, you don't have to feed it anything. You just have to, if you would have, what most likely would have happened, I never said would happen, but if you would have not had any offering, then one of you would have been targeted and had to make a save or be grabbed by it. And if you know a rock, it has a plus 13 to hit with its talons. And if it hits, it grapples you, and it just I think it moves 120 without dashing. So it's gonna take you and head back to its nest with that one player. And then that would have changed the whole course, because then the party is either like, do we go save that person or do we stick with the mission because that person is now in the clutches of a rock?
It would have grabbed Nazir. We all would have been like, eh.
Yeah, and the rock is like one of the most no joke like beasts in the game. Like, so you guys end up doing I think that was a really cool, smart thing by increasing all of the rations, turning them into like a bigger bait, because it needed to be human. In my rules, it needed to be human size or more. It needed to be like a cattle size meal, because I knew somebody was gonna go, I offered fruit or I offered a piece of meat, and it's gonna fucking take you and not it, right? So when you guys did that, I was like, okay, that's smart. I like that.
No,
so,
Dolph, that was
that was great. That was great, Dolph. Great thinking.
Now we need to go buy another 50 days worth of rations.
Yeah, and I was slowly counting down. You had a time limit on the actual thing, and it didn't help that like Jack had got it, but like I couldn't accept the answer. So I was like,
I was so proud. I was like, I did it, and then I'm like, just it's the one. It was like it felt like the one session where Calix was pretty overpowered.
Yeah, but it would have been your session if you would have been down the whole thing. Like,
all right, but then I wake up, I get some.
But I didn't even make it with that thought in mind. I didn't even think about Calix when I put the session together. So that's what's funny is I don't usually go like, is this something where Calix is going to have the skill? I'm like, no, this is it. So, and what's funny is I just knew that the Lampets were so dedicated to Erebos and the contraption. Like, this is the one portal in all of the underworld that if anybody just walks into, they could get out, right? Like, they could like skip a lot of shit. So they're not like a major heavy guard. Like, this is just two Lampets. So there's a lot of things that could kill them. So I just imagine they naturally mistrust. They just distrust everyone. And even though they trusted you, they believed you as a Lampet, I think they don't care. They're like, you just got to die. You shouldn't even see this portal if El Elliot didn't make it, didn't.
Yeah. No, I mean, it makes perfect sense.
So, yeah.
Because Calix isn't smart. Like, frankly, I'd be a little suspicious if you were like, oh yeah, totally, that works. I'm like,
and I'm not gonna be bad. I felt bad for you, but I also was happy I hit a nat 20 because one thing I hate about crit, sneak attack hitting someone like that is when you do like 8 damage. You're like, I stabbed you in the back.
That was like perfect. That was the perfect way to do it. Where I was just like, I was like, I knew I was biting off way more. I could more than I could chew.
But if it would have worked, that would have been great. But like, I was waiting for the party to be like, okay, this is getting we gotta like get in close because this is probably gonna be too good to be true. Because I thought you weren't gonna trust him when they were like, yeah, just come up here. Because I was still thinking he's gonna be like, nah, maybe you guys let us come up and show. I didn't know what you were gonna do, but I thought you were gonna be a little bit more like.
Calix's flaw is
I appreciate that you play him that way. So Doth had a great moment of like the idea on the meat. All you had the whole idea of throwing the stick and getting away from Erebos. So it's like these are all really, because I really planned for the opening the game to be probably a good portion of combat here, fighting this monster. Like, and I had planned all his abilities. No two-headed Cerebus, no fight there. So I'm willing to throw that away. So that was fun, and that's like I said, like I always say, that's the surprise, and that's the fun of D&D. It's like planning something and being willing to go, I'm not going to use that today at all. Another time.
I was gonna DM you my plan just because I'm like, there's really easy way of us getting out of here.
Yeah.
So
no, and I know that, but then I don't like to overthink that because I don't want to I'd like to think about what I think the monster is gonna do, and not what you are, because then I feel like I'm kind of right. Then you get into like more so writing what could happen, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I don't want to. That's why sometimes when you guys send me plans, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but we'll see what the dice do, because I don't want to be in like cohorts with a player on planning what happens next session.
Yeah.
You know, to the point where we're planning beat for beat. We might as well be writing a script at that point, right?
Yeah.
So it's easier to just go, okay, you got a plan. I think I know what this thing does. We'll see what happens, right? It worked. So and I even gave the creature advantage on that deception check, because I was like, I know it was a creep, but I was like, he's probably not going to try to buy this doobie. And I think I even bumped the wisdom save a bit.
Yeah.
Didn't work, bumped the wisdom stat, but I was like, I kept rolling low early in the game. I was like, this is literally a puppy that's like Erebos. Like, and it made sense also with the story, because the dog's name was Penelope, and it had tags. It was like, Penelope's like just a guard dog, so no need to guard here.
She's a guard dog.
Yeah.
Whether her master is six feet tall or 600 feet tall.
Yeah. So I will say, wherever we start next episode, I do think it's actually, I won't say I don't know what's going to happen, but there's a good likeliness that we'll get back to Melitus. It's been a few sessions. You guys are all at level 7 still. A good fight, good stuff today. Let me look what I think experience would be.
Probably not much piety.
Probably not much piety. Yeah, I don't think there's any real gods here that are interfering.
But okay.
I know you did some cool Phoenix stuff. I get it.
No, I'm like, hold on. I was like, hold on. This is pure trickery. All that stuff.
It's a matter of if he's watching, and does he care to provide it? Do you need to gain piety for today's episode?
Yeah.
Not sure. I'm thinking about it.
Also, did you hear my response to Erebos' question?
No, I didn't actually. I'm sorry, Alcides.
Okay,
what was
so
it?
I did cut out for that. So pretty much Alcides would have said, because the sun is warm, like a mother's touch, and it is familiar.
That's a fair. So the philosophy from Doth. Yep. Okay. And Erebos is not unfair. So this is all good.
He's got some stuff from Alcides, and then he just has a straight up just bullshit insult from Calyx. So.
Yeah, Calyx just goes in with the insult. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like let them speak, Calyx. So
I gotta drive to LA right now, so I'm gonna let you go.
Wait, I feel like every time you're driving to LA.
Yeah, you do.
It's on Sundays. That's when I drop my cousin off. Pick him up Thursdays, drop him off Sundays.
Yeah, I got work in the morning, so I'm gonna crash too.
Have a good night, man. Thanks guys for playing. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a surprising episode. I could not have expected how this was going to turn out. So, which has become thank you. Thank you for playing. Yeah, I'm thoroughly surprised by this group's actions. You guys are. It is an interesting group, and I heard some of you guys talking about changing the name. I don't know if you guys would change to Fleecemayne Lion Company. By the way, if we ever had to tell the story again, I probably would go through in depth and describe how I think that Jack Atlas is still with the party, but like it's not worth spending a lot of the time describing what Jack is doing. So I think that once you get back to Melitus, Jack will retire until further notice and just work at his place. If Astros is still alive, he'll heal the boy and he'll go to work, So if I haven't been bringing him up, it's for that sake reason. It's just like, I don't want to eat up the time on a player that's just not there.
Makes sense.
But I almost think of them as like in the background, just trying to survive, trying to be there. Yeah.
He's a shopkeep.
Yeah. So
he's a shopkeep by trade. This is a little out of his league.
Yeah. So just so you don't think he didn't just disappear. He's still there, and I'm sure he's still doing all those little quips, but he's just kind of like in the background while we push the story forward a bit. But yeah, that was some crazy stuff. It was so you guys are so close to getting that right. I know puzzles can always be hit and miss, but I try to use them more to break up the monotony of like narrate action to give you guys more things to.
That was really fun. That was perfect because I'm just like I know Calix wouldn't be able to solve it realistically, but
puzzles aren't meant for the puzzles are the few things I think in D&D that are meant for the players. They're literally meant to engage the players in a new and a different way.
It couldn't have gone any better because it's like, well, okay, I've been snapping for an hour. Last thing I saw was everything. So
you know how many times I've been playing a puzzle and the barbarian is like, "Ooh, I got it." You're like, "Oh, the barbarian's got it. Why does the barbarian understand it?" That's why I do a few insight checks, wisdom checks, and stuff like that in the middle of it to kind of bring it to.
I was like, I got the shape at first, but I was like, the
8 is the hardest thing to get, but once you understand that's 8, everything else kind of comes to play. Pretty easy. So yeah, and Asphonai I knew was in, but I had to try to confirm and check it with Magic Lore to make sure. But yeah, that's where it's at. And since you're I know we're gonna get off soon, but I'm gonna send you something, Calix, that, and it's that funny thing is you're welcome to share it with Ohan, but I'm gonna send it to you in chat right now. It is relevant to Rakira's character.
Oh no.
Give me a second. Notes. It was meant for you to receive only after this episode. So this is a message from Phoenix.
Okay. Oh no. Boss. Sorry.
And it is all right. Okay, there we go.
All right. Okay. the last thing is that my initial thought is that what I'm thinking? Okay.
The reward is what you're looking for, that thing that you've been constantly asking about.
Okay,
that's how you get it. That's how you get it. And actually, it's actually silly for me to say because you actually can't share it with with Ohad's character, but I'll say Phoenix has given Jack Calix a way to fulfill what Rakira wanted.
Okay.
That's all I'll share with you all.
All right.
But how that transpires, it has to be secret for now.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. You asked for it.
No, I did. Dude, I was just about to say, I was like, this is exactly what.
I just hope it's worth what you get in the end. I really do want to see, because I do think Rakira's storyline, I did have a really interesting plan for how that was going to play out. So there's now an opportunity for both Ohan to see it play out, even though you won't be playing Rakira. There's a chance you get to see what that is. If Calix can make it happen.
Hopefully. Get the other party members to like me somehow. What to do with Goth and Achilles.
This party just doesn't trust anybody, but I'm like, get past that's the thing we're role playing. You guys gotta be like, in D&D, I get it. there's no reason to meet a new person and be like, hey buddy, come into the group. But at the end of the day, you gotta that's where I think in D&D you gotta understand that there is a point for metagaming, because you gotta metagame why you think this person is worth just absolutely trusting, right? Because you gotta play a game with them, so you gotta just trust them. They're gonna Ohan is the character. Nazari's sticking around. It's not going anywhere. So how do you role play your character? What fucking bullshit reasons can you give your character to be like, I trust you? You know, I think that's what you have to do.
Like me.
And there's too many players that are just like, well, my character just wouldn't trust him for like 12 episodes. It's like, dude, get over it. Like, just get over it. Figure out a way why your player is going to trust this guy.
Like, that was one reason why I also even put the belt of mass on Nazari, just to show that he's, you know, he's letting he's ready. And I was hoping that would work to kind of chill them out a little bit, but man. It looks like I convinced Calix, so that's good.
No, you definitely had Calix. There just hasn't been much time to like show this because you've been fight after fight after fight. That's like and during the short rest, been unconscious. So
we've been really busy.
Yeah, this would have been a nasty like you probably wouldn't have fought the Rock. That would have just been like a chance to lose a party member. The plan was Cerebus, chance to lose a party member if they don't use the pieces of Cerebus to serve the creature. I figured the Lampets are really easy, quick kills, but that ended up being kind of the fight for the night. I kind of like tried to have them fight their normal thing, and then I tried to give as much time. But when I felt like this is just like DM. Just how I share for you guys if you're ever DM, because I know on DMs as well. I was like, okay, there's a point where a puzzle is taking too long, especially when one person has it. So then there has to be a time limit, and when that time counts down, you got to have something happen. And so my idea was Knucklebones, the night hag who is on the next tower, 2 towers over, has been calling these bitches over here like, hey, like because they're. And I was also like tying in a narrative to let you guys know that she's using the portal of Lathos for something else, right? To like put something through. And she's like, well, you guys haven't set the coordinates correctly. Why are you not setting? Because I imagine all those inputs are like wrong. And they're like, that's not the coordinates that she's trying to set. And then you finally put the one right for where you need to go. Because I imagine there's actually like a coordinate where it locks in. It's like, okay, that goes to Meletis. And she's been trying to set the Acros coordinates, and they keep putting in some random weird to the middle of nowhere, right? And so that was that idea. And so I imagine she just comes to check it out with her Hellhound, and that's the fight you guys got. But yeah, I knew she was gonna call, she would, if she was failing, she would call on Erebus, and there was a chance he would listen. So he did. That's where we're at.
Can I ask you, or just like, this is metagaming on the middle part. Is hopefully the rest of the party isn't sacrificing anything through this, right?
What do you mean?
So the second to last sentence, it's just gonna be Calix if like the way that I've been trying to do it is like shit goes sideways.
You can talk freely. I'm sleeping. I'll see you guys later, all right?
Later on. Good game, man.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Whatever Calix finds that he has to commit to for Rakira, it could affect the rest of the party. It could depending on how it plays out and how you do it, it could put the party in a conundrum because of the way the alignments. The alignments of the party. I know you're probably not as worried about what Phoenix is going to ask you to do. Yeah. Maybe even in Rage, Rakira wouldn't be, but Doth, Alcides has a really strong level of what he sees justice. So that really depends on you, without me like sharing any secrets. That depends on do you try to do it without them being around? Do you know that that's up to what you even find. I don't want to reveal it because that would literally be too much beyond what the words say.
Like, ideally, it would be something that
but Rakira would be avenged. That's not a deception, right? Like Rakira would be revenged, but it is kind of that idea of like at what cost.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's. I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, what?
And you get your eye.
It's more. Frankly, it's more for Rakir to be avenged. So if you like after that, if you want Mogus paying attention to Calyx, like that would make total sense, and just that bloodlust.
Yeah.
Sort of right, because Calyx is chaotic evil for a reason.
Interesting.
He's easily manipulative, and like that violence could get addictive.
Yeah. So because you just got to figure out how to get them to go to the Oriented Mountains, but not tell them it's for Rakira, because that would be easy. They would probably do it. But remember, you asked for Phoenix to do these kind of play and see if you have the manipulation skills to get the party to go on their own free will for a reason that they wouldn't necessarily. So this is kind of like asking them to go after the bottle on the ship, but like it's for like they probably there's a good chance that they might even thank you for it, you know, after they get there. That you don't know, but it's a matter of like getting them to do that over something else.
Mm-hmm.
How you get them to do that, you figure out.
My only like problem is the Oriented Mountains have already been mentioned and associated with Rakira.
They have, but think about this. Will everyone remember that? It's meant to be an easy. It's meant to be an easy drop. I imagine like certain players, like, to be honest with you, I don't even think Ohan is gonna remember it. I think Rick may be like, is it that where, right? There's a small chance that Alcides or Jameson may do it as well. But for the most part, it's been mentioned so long ago.
Yeah.
But that's also the point. Like, I think the point of like the way I play D&D is to like leave breadcrumbs to give players a chance to challenge you and be like, wait, why are we going to learn about like? And if they do, that's even a more challenge for Calyx to be like, how do you deal with that, right? How do you deal when somebody calls you on it and goes, isn't that where? And here's the thing: even if they do go, what if they go? If they were to go, isn't that where the guy who killed Rakira's people are supposed to be? Then you're like, you could easily be like, well, yeah, that's another reason we can go, right? That's just, but it's not the reason you're saying we should go, right? Like it has to be a different reason.
All right.
So you can be creative with it.
Could I say that like it's just for closure? Like I just need to go there. Just
could do that as well.
Okay.
You could do closure, or you could make it up an elaborate story. You can make up a job that you've heard if that's what you think suits you best. You know, you can make up anything other than literally saying we have to go avenge Rakira. Right?
Okay.
Like that is what it needs to be, I think.
Okay.
So
right. I was okay.
And I thought of it because I thought it would be like what you've kind of been asking of Phoenix to like challenge.
Yeah, no, this is exactly this.
So I don't want to lead it any further and allow you to kind of figure out, because to be honest, I think there's a number of other things after you guys get back to Meltis and save the world, like save the people, that this group could do. That's probably the farthest from the list. So if that is the next thing you decide to get them to do, and Phoenix hasn't put a time limit on it, so it doesn't mean you need to do it immediately. But if you're trying to get it as soon as possible, you're gonna try to have to get them to go there.
Yeah. What other things could we have? Because I was gone for a while where a lot of the other quests were lined up.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what are the other things that you were like, oh, that's the
that may be going to be, well, to be honest with you, this group, I will say now that I think about it, there's actually not a lot of other lined up quests other than getting back to Meltis. This is the main quest. Actually, now that I think about it, there's no other hooks once you get back to Meltis on the surface. Unless, because now that Rakira's gone, Alcides might want to go to Setessa or go back to Akros to see his family or to check in on Aronis, right? The guy that he's. But other than that, Doth doesn't have any major plans. Doth completely passed up on his opportunity to bring the Titan God. Just skip that. I literally served that one up on a plate.
I know you did. And I'm like, and Calix was interested because he knows the plan, but he can't be like, oh yeah, we need to defend the world against Titans.
Yeah, I was like, that would have been a really cool moment there to bring that thing back to the mortal world.
Yeah.
So that's a chance going back to that. And then of course I'm gonna serve you some other hooks. Like there's some new things that are gonna happen next episode, but I'm not gonna share those with you now. So whatever though. So there will be options, but there aren't many options right now, right? Yeah. So what you'll be competing against is like my hook, like whatever my strongest hook is that I throw out there, and you got to be like, but
can you at least tell me the hook so I have a few arguments?
You could even argue. See, I can't give you the stuff that you could. You could argue going back to Oreskos to tell the people that to go back to his original land and tell them that they've passed and maybe stop over in the Oriented Mountains on the way. There's a lot of stuff that you can do to get them to do that stuff because they might wonder why it's off the beaten path, but you just say, hey, yeah, you might say we're going to Rescos and just like lead them that way. So
could ask Phoenix to get us, and that doesn't really fall under his thing. I'd say get us lost to the Oriented Mountains.
That's a hard ask.
Yeah.
I think
well, that's not him.
I think you got to prove your. Because what you're asking him to do is prove your deceptive and your abilities, and I think what Phoenix is honestly giving you as a moment is a chance to not only prove your deceptive abilities, but the payoff may well be what the party wants. So like, it's like if you get to avenge Rakira and it all comes together, there could easily be this moment where, honestly, if it works out, I could easily see it happening where they don't even feel like they were deceived. They feel like, wow, thank God we came this way.
Yeah.
We got what we needed for Rakira. That's what I think your goal would be, is to get that to happen. So.
Yeah. So if we do level up to level 8,
you guys are close to leveling up, just not there yet. I think you guys probably got not next session, probably next session, if not the
next.
If
we get to the Oriented Mountains, and these are all ifs. I'm gonna want to take Sharpshooter for 8th level. Could I apply?
Oh, I just realized we recorded all of this, so I'm gonna have to cut all this out of this next